How about now? Is there audio now? That's the second time it's done that, where I have to re-choose the same thing that's chosen. Yeah, what's weird is I get an audio meter, but I have to like enable it and disable it basically. Anyways, I was saying there's been a couple of changes that I've made. Starting over here, this is our industry area we built out. You can see there's lots of stuff down here now. I went ahead and brought the key wall on up and just squared this whole section off, or rectangled it off. And added in a little neighborhood here, some industry, and I moved the fishing industry up here so that I could expand out our forestry processors. I think those, yeah, those forestry processors. And then that way they won't pollute the fishing industry. So you got fishing industry all around, and it's fully upgraded. So it's bringing in a lot. In fact, sometimes too much. We might need to add another fish factory, which isn't a huge deal. We can easily do that. Let's relocate that guy there. And make sure there's no other services. The industry's not really filling out super quick over here. So what we'll do is we will kill these houses, replace them with factories, or with offices, and we're going to add another fish factory. So hopefully they can keep up. Space already occupied, eh? Bye? I thought we checked that. Oh, there's a post office right here. Okay. Well, we'll move that there. There we go. Now we can plop that guy down. And we can even go ahead and zone that in, zone that in. There we go. 500 food, just standardized information sharing things. Does it smell fishy? So that should immediately take care of that one, though all his trucks are currently in use. So it might take a while. My guess is these bigger ones that harvest a lot of fish, all their trucks are always in use. My guess is that there was no room in the existing fish factories or the fish market, so they had to export, which means driving all the way out that way. So that should work itself out over time. We'll have to get those trucks back into town first before they're able to head. Yeah, see right now, he's heading out of town, and some are coming back. So yeah, and that's a long trip. That's a very long trip. We are going to work on that tonight, though. We are going to do a couple of things that should hopefully, fingers crossed, fix a lot of that. Yeah, it's a very long drive. And you can see that we're starting to feel the pressure of only having this one connection up here. We're getting a lot of traffic up and down what is essentially an arterial through the city. Even over here in where some of our collectors come together, there's a lot of traffic. That's probably in a year. I am considering bringing the key wall on out here and squaring this section off too. I haven't quite decided yet. I don't want to overdo it. Plus, I want to get ferries in at some point to ferry people across to help discourage driving. Another change that I made is I went ahead and filled in this neighborhood. I know it doesn't look filled in, but that's because there's 0 office demand right now. So once we get office demand, that will fill in. And then I built this new little neighborhood. I decided I wanted to kind of break up the grid just a little bit and follow our key wall again. So this is mostly residential. There's some commercial. We have a second city park right here, which helps with land values, which is good. And then it just kind of transitions back into the grid pretty naturally. I dig it. We've got some irregular roadways that happen now and then. There was another one here, but I got rid of it to make room for the park. I'm not sure why this isn't Oh, because it's offices. Yeah, it's right there by the subway station, so didn't want to do that. And then the final thing I did is down here along this area where we've got the tram. Went ahead and brought in our first cruise line harbor and just brought the road down to meet it and back up, and then to fill in that spot, put a path here, put a little plaza to fill it in, because you can see there was a big area I couldn't zone anymore. But that fills it in quite nicely. I had more trees here, but they seem to have disappeared. Hello, Kippy. What is up? There. I've also gone through and done a bit of detailing. You can see we've got trees. Oh, by the way, the tram also services this neighborhood. It's its own separate loop, though. But I've gone through and put trees in along this area when we're not zoning anything. I felt it was important. And even along the back here, you can see there's several areas, like wherever there's a walkway, we've got it with some palm trees. I even went ahead and made the industry look a little nicer by adding some trees along there. And we'll probably do some more landscaping in through here. What I want to do is figure out which mod it is that disables the visual effects of pollution. Even down here has trees, down in this lower income area. And this is lower income. The way I know that is a couple ways. One, they're not getting education. We turned off almost all the policies. We turned off education boost, and instead enabled schools out, which means they'll go to elementary, they'll go to high school, but then they most likely won't go to college. Since we have so many industry jobs, we need a population, a workforce that will work there. But the other way we know that they're lower income is, one, it's completely filled out, even though you can see this is bright green, the highest land value really you can get, whereas this is only, it's 2 steps lower. So definitely lower land values over here. Despite the fact they have like really good views. Got that it's loud. Let's turn that down. I don't know if that turns that down for you guys too. It's not good. Despite the fact that they have, you know, what would normally be really pricey land, we brought the value of that land down by putting in fish factories. One thing that I think is hilarious, this 2x2 house that we put here developed. So I went ahead and built a couple more. And if you look, they actually have kind of decent land value despite being down inside of a quarry pit. Congrats on the rain, Ron. It's just because the land value from up here is kind of bleeding over, which is, I don't know. I find that to be funny. So these people now have some neighbors that live in the pit with them. So tonight, I kind of want to do... That's a $5.50. No more subscription. Yeah, looks like a big block of about maybe... yesterday we had 63 subs. Today we only have 54, so it looks like 9 gift subs have expired. And as you can tell, I also put in some... of the emergency helicopter services. So we got police, fire, and ambulance. So they're responding to fires. I just don't get why this is lagging so bad. Like when I'm way out here, no big deal. Oh shit, oh. Maybe just gave Ron a gift sub. Ron, enjoy the no ads, because that's the big perk now. So I want to plan and go ahead and make some additional highway connections, even though we won't be building way over there for a long time. I just want to have roads that are going to take care of everything. Because where we're going, we need roads. I know that's not how the quote goes, but It is now. But I also want to correct some mistakes that I made along the way. Which, namely in spacing. I think it's this one. No, that one. It's not that one. Somewhere there's a section that I didn't have quite enough of a gap between some of those. I think it's here. Yeah, it's right here. Which I could fix that, but I'm not going to tear all this stuff down all the way down through here just to fix that one in space. The nice thing is this kind of ends here, so I don't really have to worry about it. But what I want to look for are some opportunities to bring bridges across that can come over here to this highway and make connections. So that everybody doesn't have to go all the way up here and all the way around. They can kind of come in. I'm thinking we'll have one that comes across this island like here and then goes a bridge across again and then comes to a highway intersection. I think that would be kind of good. What's up, Oval Sun? And then I'm thinking maybe another one. I'd like to get one here, but it would have to go at an angle, which we can investigate that. We've got this already, but this runs into some pretty high terrain pretty quick. So what we would want to do is figure out where the other road for our grid is going to be and maybe do that, or maybe it even has to be off of this one. Which obviously we don't want to run a bridge there. That wouldn't really work all that well because there's not a lot of land for it. But it's something that we can look at. Maybe having this be the connection and then it kind of just meanders down into that. But to do that, this is going to be controversial. I want to be sure that no matter where I am on the map, my grid aligns so that it makes it easy to get those nice, quick. Raisins gifting a sub out to Zaffusion, making it their 20th gift sub. Wow, thank you, Raisins, and thank you again to Kippy. Ron, Zaffusion, enjoy your gift subs. Be sure to say thank you. But yeah, so that's kind of what I want to start working on, is getting some of this stuff connected on the other side here. But before I go and do this, I also want to look at my topography over here. And it's kind of lumpy and bumpy. I want this hill, but I want the rest of it to be flat. Because this hill we're going to use, I think, for a nature park. We have like a camping site up top, and then we can level off another pad for some more camping, and maybe a pad back here for some camping. And then we can bring paths down for some of the fishing properties. Holy cow, now Kippy's going nuts with 5 more gifted subs, bringing his total up to 9. To Katie Sabercap, Dirtmeister, Dynamistic, In Your Faceplate. What a great name. And, excuse me, I took a big drink of Dr. Pepper. Venus, 44. Enjoy your subs, everyone. And I just saw a thing that I need to fix. There we go. That still doesn't tell me. I was hoping that if I open that up, it would tell me how many months they have been. Yeah, I don't have any. The old bot did that. This one doesn't. Sad. So yeah, let's start by moving some dirt. I just want to let the getting close to the hype train again. Are we really? We are. We are. How's your house doing? Dude, if I remembered where your house was, I could tell you. So let's see. Let's see if I can find it. I think this is Minion's house, no? That's Minion's house, so yours has got to be close. Ashlyn and Ivy. So yours has to be close. What's up, Kiltastic? But I don't remember where it is, because the hard thing... Oh, no, there it is. There it is. There's your house. It has upgraded. It has changed. a little bit. You now live in a house just like Hobo, and you apparently drive a very flowery VW Beetle. This map doesn't have any trains on it, sadly. However, you do have a lovely outdoor patio area to grill and entertain friends. Maybe you got a little herb garden going there. You got your sliding glass doors. Look at this, dude. You got like this glass wall for like your living room here. Man, that's nice. And then just so people can't see in, you know, like if you're running around like in your underwears or something, you got all your privacy shrubs. So yeah, you're looking good there, dude. Got a bit of some modern lighting on it. Just don't grill the friends, yes. So how, Kiltastic, you don't have a house. We can give you, there is some weeds in the driveway, yes, I wasn't going to point that out. Let's give Kiltastic a house. I mean, we could put you in one of these apartments. One of these eco-friendly apartments. You want to live in an eco-friendly apartment, Kiltastic? Maybe we'll put you in, oh, that's a shop, never mind. I thought we could put you in the really short one. Is that a weird way of saying yes? Here, we're gonna give you this one, because look at the penthouse in this thing. It's kind of hard to like zoom in, but the penthouse has like a fire pit, an outdoor seating area, some kitchen over here. It's 2 stories tall. Yeah, we're gonna put you here and say that. Oh, that's a. Never mind, that's an office. Why does that office have a? Here, you're gonna live here. This is Destin's Duck Dynasty, since you made the duck comment. Zarek, check this out, dude. So we zoned it, and it built in. Not only did it build in, it is fully upgraded 5 stars with the maximum education and land value. So I gave them some neighbors. It upgraded because the land value from the neighborhood just above kind of spilled down just right there. Just enough, like, to get those 4 houses. We got a little bit of land value, so that these people who live in the quarry pit can enjoy, you know, living in a hole. You know, aside from the fact that they're near a bunch of heavy quarry machinery, I bet they don't really hear the sound of the city down here. Never mind, I hear your late friend Nick would have loved that duck saying. And then Kippy needs a house. Kippy, since you're an OG to the Vainglorious, we're going to give you one of the first houses that was zoned, which is like right over here. Oh, it even starts with a K. Kippy's Secure Fortress. Because Kippy works in security. I used to. There you go. I mean, it's a simple house, but you're, you know. You too have a nice grill and a big thing. You drive a Jeep that's owned by Shirley Cooper. So you're borrowing Shirley's Jeep, apparently. Not a lot of windows, but, you know, you're a private guy, so it's okay. Anyway. What were we doing? Yeah, we were building roads. But before we build roads, we're gonna terraform. Everybody wants a house. See, it's a can of worms. You start giving people houses. Like, I want a house. So I just want to bring... Ooh, okay, I don't think I want to do that. Yeah, because that raises that up a lot. So we'll just pick the height here. Let's see, we'll go right here. And we'll just kind of flatten all of this. Again, pushing dirt around. This would never happen in real life in a million years, that an entire island would receive so much work. They would just zone and build around a lot of the natural topography. But this is not real life. This is a video game. Oh, Oval Sun wants a house now. Yeah, see, everybody wants a house. Everybody wants a house. You start it and everybody's like, I want a house too. Remind me when we build, after we build this highway connection, and I'll get you a house. We're gonna chew through a lot of this hill that's here, and only keep part of it. So we're coming across here, so I want to make sure that all of this is nice and flat. Pools are overrated. As someone who once lived in a house with a pool and now doesn't, no, pools are not overrated. Pools and hot tubs are the best things ever. I miss having a pool, man. I moved out of that house and instantly gained like 25 pounds. I would, every night, I would, you know, it was hot in the summer, I'd jump in it. My lab that I had loved swimming in it. I mean, I would come home from work and like walk in the front door and immediately just start taking my clothes off. By the time I got out back in the pool, I was ready to jump in. Just in the pool. And the dog would just follow me. I loved that pool. And it was heated, so in the wintertime I could still go swimming. And what was really great is in the wintertime it would steam when it was really cold out. So there'd just be like steam rising in my backyard and when the light's on back there. So good. But that's back when I owned a business and had lots of disposable income. There you go. Yeah, cool. So we're gonna bring this first one in right here. Did we say this one, I think? Right? This one? Yeah, this one. So let's just look at our terrain here and see where we're going to start the bridge. So bridge will need to start right about there. Come on over to here. And good. It automatically flattened. We will have to probably raise this bridge up to fit ships under it, but that's something we can deal with later. So now we just need to bring this across this island and then stop, because now we have to come over here. Oh no, I already did the terraforming over here. Yeah, I already did the terraforming over here. So over here we just need to make a bridge to about there. That looks good. Gonna warm up some food, right on. And to make room for this exchange, we're gonna have to get rid of some of this hill right here, which is sad, but it has to be done. We're gonna come in here and, whoops, get this height. Now we're just gonna cut back a little bit into this hill. There's my road right here, okay. Just basically chew off the side of a mountain, essentially. There you go. Oh, all of a sudden went cleric and, oh, he just has to pee. Okay. We haven't got him his house yet. Ooh, I don't like that this is coming in on the beach. So we want to do just one quick thing before we connect this, and that is click the right button, grab all of this, and bring it to the height of this, maybe? Yeah, that just brings it down just a skosh, a tad, a touch. And then, because I suck at building interchanges, we're just going to come in here to all the pre-built ones that I have downloaded, and we want a service interchange. But we want a nice service interchange, something kind of cool. We could do a diverging diamond. Those are popular. We could do this diverging diamond. I like it better than the other one. That one's awful small. This one's really robust. Like, really robust. We'll have to do some traffic management on it, but I'm okay with that. We could do a figure 8 and have it connect like here and then come out on the other side. Wow, I still need to cut even more off that mountain back there. We can do something like that and have it not be quite aligned. I don't know how I feel about that, though. I kind of like the diverging diamond idea. It's big. It takes up a lot of real estate, but I like it. I like it a whole lot. So what I need to do is bring this road in a little bit more. Probably to about there. It's a little too far, but that'll help me line things up. And now I know where I need to delete my highway. So I'm going to pause and delete my highway there. And then I just want to look at it again. Was it this one? Yeah, it was this one. So we're going right, come on, going right here with it. So then I need to go to right there. And just back that off a little bit more, and this should, fingers crossed, kind of just let me snap it in here. It's not gonna. It's fine. We have ways of making it talk. So if I do this, just back it off, it doesn't stay squared up. And it wants to snap over there. So I'm going to use Anarchy. Put it in here. Connected there. But then I am going to come down here and back this off a little bit more. And I'm going to grab all of the nodes that are here. And I want to get just nodes now. I don't want to move trees or anything like that. Just nodes. Actually, before I do that, I want to break that connection. Now I want just nodes. I'm gonna come right in through here. And then we're going to use the arrow key ever so carefully and try to line these up. We just kind of eyeball it. Make sure that looks good on there. It looks like that's going to be pretty much the same. Double check this side. That looks good. And then double check where this is coming in, and it's good. Cool. So we can leave that right there and then connect it all up. Look at that. Lovely straight lines. And then connect this up. This is a 6-lane. I wonder if I should make this 6-lane all the way through. I mean, it is going to be acting as an arterial, so it's probably not a bad idea. Now, we might be able to get a really nice looking bridge in right here. We might even be able to get a nice road in. So let's think about bridge, or the bridges. So we have a European 6-lane stone bridge, 3-lane highway viaduct, a European 2-lane, an American 6-lane. I think I like this one. Let's look at our 2 options here for bridge styles. So we've got this bridge style with a nice, like, terracotta or brick sidewalk, a really wide sidewalk too. with some nice white stone brick detailing. It even got the pointed stones going up. We've got our keystone at the top of each one. Got some nice finials that look good, and some like what almost look like shutters. I don't know what you would call that effect. And then a nice wide base. So that's one option for a bridge slash road, because I will make, even though this isn't a bridge right here, if you upgrade it, you still get that same sidewalk. Our other option is the European 6-lane, which gives us something like this. So we get like a more cobblestone look to the sidewalk. And still a nice looking bridge, but definitely a very different style. The railings are even different. It's kind of hard to see that, but the railings are different compared to the railings down here. So totally different railings. Oh yeah, it's too low. I'm gonna have to raise it, but that's easy. We just gotta wait for a boat to go by so that I can see how high it needs to be. And honestly, there's gonna be cruise ships on this side too, and it's the cruise ships that are the tallest. So we'll probably have to adjust it even once it's in, but that's not really that big of a deal. I like the brickwork on this one, but I don't like this hourglass. What are those called? The slats in between? I don't know. I like this one a little bit better. Even though it's more ornate, I like it better. So I think we're gonna go with this one. We're just gonna upgrade this whole shebang here. I'm gonna zoom out and just get it all at once. Turn anarchy back off. Oh, did I choose the wrong one? Oh, whoops. Fix that real quick there and change that. For some reason, it decided that it didn't need to be a bridge. There you go, all the way through, and then we will connect it up. And we'll even upgrade this piece here and here. Ooh, but that does a weird thing right there doing that. What is it? What's it trying to do? I don't know how I feel about all of this architecture. I mean, it does add supports for the bridge, but that's very strange. It's very strange. Yeah, I don't like it. There we go. Whoops. There, we'll just put that back and just have that kind of just end. So now we need to do some sloping. But first, I know that this bridge is high enough to get the cargo boats under. So we're going to go ahead and raise this bridge up to that height. We'll go back with move it, and we want to grab... I want to see where the boats are going under, and we're going to adjust that because they're currently going to run into a pillar. So basically, we want to grab the nodes that are right near that. I got to come out of here, though. So probably here, here, and just to make it fairly even there. And then over here, I need to look at where the boats are coming under, right there. So we need to add that one and that one for sure, and then that one. And that one should be enough. Those are still selected. Cool. Those bridges are going to now suddenly look very ugly. I'm going to use Control H. Hit that, and you can see they popped up over there. But have no fear. Easy problem to solve. I'm in here with our sloping tool. Grab that height and go to there. 6% grade is awful steep. Ooh, that's rather steep. It is short, yeah, but it's kind of steep. What I want to do is bring this out and see where this is going to connect. Okay, so that's going to connect there. So what we can do, just to make that not so steep, select that, change it to elevated, and then upgrade it maybe, if I can click the right button. There we go. Do that, and then slope it again. And hopefully that'll bring it a little bit better. 4.9 is better. It's still... Because I'm not thinking about the uphill, though uphill is something we want to consider, because a lot of trucks are going to wind up taking this. It's the downhill, because you're coming into a city. You know, we don't want runaway trucks, so we're going to slope that intersection just so that looks a little bit better. And then we'll do the same thing on this side and see how far we need to go back to slope. A lot, that's way too much. Let's go to here instead. Let's go to this one. Whoops, this one. 5.8 I can live with. Just want to upgrade this road. Maybe. I'm still in this tool, aren't I? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Upgrade that. Again, very steep. And also has a weird dip in it. I don't know why it has that weird dip. Let's fix that. Try this again. Maybe we missed a node somehow. Oh, maybe we just didn't go back that far. There we go. Now it's 7%. Okay. It's steep, but it's just how it's going to have to be. My audio has been coming in and out tonight. Really? Anybody else having that trouble? Also, I thought we upgraded this. That's where we upgraded that. I guess I missed a couple bits. Weird. You can hear me fine? Okay. Go ahead and give myself a bridge segment there. Okay. I didn't realize I still had all this selected. Oops. Oops. Crap. So that means I'm going to have to come in here, hit undo, and then deselect all of this. I had no idea that was all still selected. Deselect these. When we talk about slopes, and that thing was just jumping right up there, wasn't it? Some of these nodes are going to be tricky to select because of where they are. Get under here? Yeah, okay. Well, maybe not as tricky as I thought. Oh, ads are running. I figured out it does alert me. It's just so subtle that it doesn't catch my eye. And now I need to bring those bridges back up. See, it put those back down, but that's okay because they're still selected. So we just Control H, do that again, and they pop right back up to where they were. Cool. Now I'll just deselect everything. All right, so let's get this side taken care of, and I think this is going to be a little easier. But I also want to get this done because that's too much. It's just a bit too much. Read that. And then we'll slope this friend down, starting here to right there. 5%. Again, kind of steep. I'm going to do one more segment here. There we go. And then on this side, I think we'll have plenty of room to get this looking nice. So maybe, oh god, that's 10%. Okay, maybe we don't connect it here. Maybe we just go from here and have this whole thing be bridge. So from here, okay, look, game. From here to here. I bet we can get, yeah, 3.4. That'll be better. And then we need to do this side. Let's see what we get here. Didn't realize it was that high. 8.9, that's too much. Let's go out to about here. 5.9, I can live with it. So then we just need to deselect that tool, come back in here and upgrade a couple more segments. So this will give us an opportunity to have some roads that go under here once we get to building over here. Apparently I did not deselect one node. Right here is fix. Oop, done. And then we need to upgrade this bit to a bridge. For now, that serves no purpose other than giving one other way off the highway. But I need to make sure that it's set up properly. Because if you look, it's a diverging diamond. So you don't stay to the right, you go to the left. And I need to make sure that the lane markings are here telling these people to do that. They should know, but just in case, I am going to make it clear. Oh wait, no, that one goes there. This one goes there. Not there, because this is a protected on-ramp. So that end was marked. Oh, because I upgraded this end, it got rid of it. And then there's traffic lights here as well. Where I lived in Missouri, we had diverging diamonds. They worked really, really well for this very scenario. A highway leading into town at a very busy intersection. So if we unpause and give it a minute, yeah, we already see, well, except they're coming down here for some weird reason. Are they just going to turn around and get back on the highway and leave? Okay, so, well, some of them are being dumb. Let's see. Do we need all these lanes? We do need all these lanes. Okay. But we should, yeah, now we've got people actually using it already. And we've got people leaving town using it, which is kind of nice. We've already got people coming from out of town. There you go. You can see they diverged over to the other side. And then they'll either... They're going to go down and turn around for some reason. I don't know why they did that. They could have gotten on the highway right there. Where are they going? They decided they forgot something and they're just going back. Okay. Sure. Yeah, cool. We've already got people using this. Like this dude, he's importing stuff to over here. He just saved all of that part of his trip. He can now come in this way and come down. That will probably put some pressure on this intersection and this intersection. But that's okay, because we're going to have a lot of these. A lot of them. Like, eventually we're going to have an interchange about here that will connect midway through that. So there'll be a way through here. We'll have at least one more exit off the highway for this side. We'll probably try to work in and exit somewhere down here for over here. I don't know where exactly yet. And there will eventually be a small town over here. And it'll be nice. I promise. I'm going to just cut this corner off so that I have room to get a road in here. And it will smooth it out. The city planner plays would have a fit. Seeing this much terraforming. And it will just smooth this out. Lovely. Perfect. Look, totally looks natural. Like I never touched it. Wow, that's a lot of trucks coming through there. These dudes, there we go. There's somebody actually properly exiting on the highway. So you have like this protected left that you can make onto the highway completely uninterrupted. And then you've got entrance ramps that are protected as well. So it just really helps the traffic flow. Cool. That's an awful lot of traffic. So that should mean that over here at a roundabout, yeah, it's already vastly improved. This was backing up. I mean, it was moving, but it was constantly, they were stopping here and then slowly creeping onto the roundabout. Now it's not even a block. And because of the amount of traffic that was coming in this way, this side was having trouble getting out. So he took a lot of the traffic coming down and removed that, which lets these guys get out, and a lot of the traffic going out of town, which makes it easier for this side to get out. Cool. We have done good things. We have done good things. So Oval Sun wanted a house. Let's find Oval Sun a house. Nobody has a house over here in this area. Let's give somebody a house. We've got these really cool brownstones that have satellite TV. I guess you'd call that a brownstone. Not quite, but it's more like old world European. Hold on. Let's make sure we give him the right one. There's the Child Health Center. So let's give him a house right next to that. There you go. You live here, Oval Sun. Hasn't quite upgraded because the land values are low. So we got a hydrate and a posture check. Yes, alternate choices do help reduce traffic quite a bit. Spilled water on my mouse pad. So where were we? We were, oh yeah, we need to see if this new fish factory has solved this problem, and yes. For the most part, these dudes are looking better. They're not as full. A couple of them are still really full, but not as bad. So that was the first main connection I want to begin. Holy, that's a lot of cars. Where are they going? Let's see what route they're taking. Looks like they're all turning right. So they're coming down this way, and then where? We have a tool that'll show us. So they're coming down here. My industry trucks are, for the most part, coming down here to industry. Some of them are going straight, but the bulk of our traffic is going this way. For some reason, the industry trucks are like zigzagging through the neighborhood. That's odd. We do have a traffic light here, and we have a traffic light here to help control these intersections because they were backed up. Nasty. This one's still pretty backed up. And so we got 3 blocks worth of people waiting here. We can fix that somewhat. We can come in here with our traffic manager mod and curse the game for being so laggy. And we can tell them on these intersections, just carry through. Just block the junction if you have to. And that should alleviate that problem. Looks like we've got the same thing happening here. And we don't want these guys blocking the box, but it's okay if these guys do. And yeah, that already solved this side that quick. Well, there's the big high school campus we built last time that I really, really like. Like, that is the destination right there. We got the pool, the gym, the high school, the football field and track, and baseball diamond. Little areas back here with a path. That is a lovely city amenity. I dig it, I dig it, I dig it. So where do we want to build next, gang? Like, I want to continue connecting the city. We're almost to our final milestone, believe it or not. 65,000 is all we need to get there. That cracks me up. That absolutely cracks me up. I think we'll just continue going this way and find out where our next interchange here is going to be, and also change this so it goes to this side, so that we have the highway going across and bring that in. I think it'd be good to fill out like the main skinny branch of this. Because I plan on having tourism here and here with our airport somewhere over here and a small town here to support it. But I still don't really know where that's going to go. Like, I don't know how I'm going to get it in and have a runway. Unless we do the idea that I thought of before of burying the highway. I just have this area, like, start tunneling the highway here to about here where it comes out for the bridge. And just have that completely underground. It's the only thing I can really think of doing. Oh, we just missed a boat going over there to make sure it was tall enough. It should be tall enough. The Big Dig, yes. I went to Boston right after the Big Dig concluded, and man, they've got some interesting tunnelways. But what I'm thinking is, for tourism on this side, we're going to have a university and a small town around it. And then the stadium's kind of out by the water. And then just a lot of touristy things over here, some unique buildings. And then some more over here, including some along the beach. Like, I'll probably come in and, like, level a pad on the beach itself. Something like at about right here on this line, if I can get it. I think that's exactly what I want. Yes. Pretty sure if I do that, the water will behave itself. I'll brush size up now. I just try to keep that line intact as much as possible. We could even wind up with some nice beachfront stuff down here. Of course, we'll have to deal with the massive cliff that we're making, but that's easy to fix. You just use the slope tool, and you can re-slope the beach. And then just soften in between them. And that takes care of that. The beach is right back to being a nice gentle slope. And it still leaves that nice size pad down here, because then you just come through with the flatten tool one last time. Whoops. And don't flatten to the wrong height. And then just kind of re-flatten the area you want. So you get a little bit of a jump right there, but you can deal with that. What city am I? You just wanted the answer. I don't know. What city are you? You tell us, man. Okay, so let's figure out where this next bit has to go. And before I do, I want to make sure that everything is correct here, like my spacing. Why is it saying 1100? Oh, because it's bridge. So 440 and then 400, 400, 400, and 400. Cool, so this is correct. And then I want to do the same thing here. 640, 600, 600, 600, and 640. Cool. It is correct. So then we can just repeat that. And use the right road instead. There we go. So actually what I'm going to do is grab this and see how far this needs to go. So that's 4620. So if we come 4620, like that, that should be where this road needs to go. And then 4620 more could be where the next one needs to go. But this is a trust but verify type scenario. Yeah, I don't know what city you'd be, my dude. What city do you feel like? Like, I don't know that I am a city. More of an island. No, Brandon, no man is an island unto himself. You know what? I am. Leave me alone. I'm an island. Run with a little short guy that goes, look, boss, the plane, the plane. Cool. So we're going to try to get another interchange in here. And the question is, do we just want to use this one again? And the answer is probably no, because it's going to be too close. Well, maybe not. I mean, you're in the city of, it's currently called San Rico. You could be an archipelago. I can never say that word right. Yeah, you can be one. You can be an archipelagan. Dumbbell change now. Nah, not feeling dumbbell. Ooh, we could do like the funky inner roundabout, outer roundabout on this one. I kind of like these a lot. Which are kind of one of my favorites. And they work really, really well. And it'll leave enough space between them changing lanes down there. It'll be nice, and it will leave enough space to that. So I decided I was going to add trains to this map, but I think I'm just going to live without trains. I think we're just going to ship everything by boat. I'm kind of okay with it. I might do like a train station with a bus station over here and bring the railroad out and then bring it over here to the airport just to give like an alternate way across to a couple big areas. Maybe. Alright, I want this to go in here. But again, I gotta see where I need to delete. Yep. So, delete there. What I think about there. A little farther. One more second, I should get it. And that looks pretty spot on. Socks off, legs breathing again. That might be a little off from this road. If it is, we can adjust it. Let's see, is it spot on? Oh my god. It is spot on. I never get that lucky with these. Holy. I like it. So what we're gonna do, since this is 4-lane and this is 4-lane here, I'm just gonna leave this 4-lane the whole way. And it always does that weird thing. I don't know why. Yeah, I won't tell Hobo that I'm not adding trains. Like I said, I might do a local train, but I don't know. So this is 4 lanes, but then this is 3 lanes. So what I'll do is extend our 4-lane here to right here. Yeah. But again, it does the weird thing. All I have to do is just delete that and then run this from... It looks like there's not a highway here, but there is. Ooh, but it does not want to connect. No, no, it's fine. You have to charge your tablet again. There we go. So 4 lanes down to 3. And we're not... You know what? Let's just go ahead and do this highway too. Let's just get it done. I want to get rid of this and have it able to come over here. So let's look at our trains again. We've got a big flat space to work with. Good. So we're just going to leave the game paused. gonna eliminate this funky junction through here. I mean, in real life, you know, there is no pausing. You either close the road and make people seek alternate routes. Which we could do. You know what? Let's make this more realistic. Let's just leave the game running. We've got an alternate way into the city. It will put a lot of pressure on this for now, but it's a way in. And then that will allow us to get all of this connected. The only thing is when we have to delete stuff here, we will have to pause. But we'll just go for a little bit of realism here. So we want to look at, instead of service interchanges, we want to look at system interchanges, which we could do like this big Gothic thing, which is hideous. Absolutely hideous. Actually, I kind of want to investigate this, so I am going to pause. I just want to look at it and see what it is that it's doing. And so it goes off, over, and over to there. So no one highway is uninterrupted. I don't know. That's a bit busy for my liking. It's interesting, and I bet it works really well, but I don't like it. It's very woven, yes. It's a very woven interchange that I don't like. I paused because you get a full refund if it's paused. Not that we need to worry about the money, but, you know, not being cheap. So let's go all the way back to the beginning here and start looking at our system interchanges. We've got a cloverleaf, and I just don't like cloverleafs because if you look at it, so the people that are coming, and you'll have to just, so left, west, east, right, north up the top, south down at the bottom. If you're going west to east, and you want to go northbound, you have to exit in that right-hand lane and come around and enter the highway opposing traffic that is going northbound and wanting to go west. So they're in your way. And it creates bottlenecks, and I don't care for them. What I'm thinking about is something like this, but in a highway form, because we've got this hill right here. It might be good to, like, bring the other side of the highway out. So something like this here. That way it brings the highway over a little bit. That could work. That could actually work quite well. Yes, I like highways where they happen before the entrances. I am right there with you. This could work really well. So we could just smooth off this little bit over here. That's definitely an option. We could create a whole bunch of new highways. Looks like there's a compact version of that. It doesn't take up nearly as much space. Maybe we use the compact version? So far, that's my leading contender. There's that one that we just looked at. That's just going one direction. This is a no-weave cloverleaf, so you don't actually have to compete with people coming on or people wanting to exit. So the people coming on swoop over and then back down and around under, and then they've got a protected lane on all the way up. And visually, it's kind of neat because it's got like the double eights in there. Like, no matter what direction you look at it from, there's two eights. I think I like this. It eats into the hill more, but now that I see where that hill is, I have plans for this hill. But we could always flatten off the bottom of it and get rid of this bit that sticks out. This plateau, yeah, it'd be a plateau. What else do we have? We've got a roundabout one. Well, that's a system interchange. We want service interchanges. No, we want... Yeah, no, we want system interchanges. That's for highways? Yeah, I don't think I... You can go straight through, but if you're wanting to exit, you gotta go around a roundabout on a highway. I'm feeling that. There is the classic stack. Those are becoming more and more popular. The windmill, which is nice and compact. There's this. If I was going, you know, multiple directions, that would work really well. Yeah, I think because of where the everything goes, we're gonna use the bigger trumpet. So that just gets us more where we need to be. So for this, we do have to pause. Let's see. So I need to delete. I'm just gonna keep my eye on this tree right here. That's where we need to delete. Cool. And then this needs to go. This one I'm gonna have to eyeball a little bit more. Get it lined up. Actually, no, I'm not. I can. Let's work. So wait, hold on. That is almost to those trees, yeah? Looks like we cut off the first two trees. Okay. If I bring this down, for some reason that's wanting to make a bridge. I don't know why. Okay, to about there. Then that'll give me something to connect to here. So that I know it's squared up with that highway. And then it's off a little bit. It just needs to move over this way some. Down some. Which is easy to do. Here, grab these nodes right here. Hold down shift and grab those nodes. Get it lined up like this. Actually, we'll do it this way. And hit the left arrow and that'll shift it over. And just kind of eyeball it and make sure that this is pretty much in the center. It doesn't look like we're going to get exact, but it's close enough. And then we'll check this end. Looks pretty spot on. And then we know that this end is fine. So we can now delete that and connect this. So we've got 3 lanes. Can't say I'm done. We've got 3 lanes going down to 2 and 3. Okay. So let's build this. Yeah, it's wanting to make a bridge right there. Is that dipping down? It is. Okay, well, let's fix that real quick. That's easy enough to solve. Let's grab that node, that node, that node. Hello? Can I have... Okay, there's that node. And that node, and bring them all to the height of that one. Then smooth this off. Or level it off. This is probably left over from the previous exchange. Probably a hill for a ramp or something. Just like over here, this is raised up. We're going to fix that. All right, now I should be able to connect them without it wanting to build a bridge. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Beautifully straight lines. So, this is 4 lanes. This is 4 lanes. So, I guess we'll just leave this 3 lane for the bulk of this. Like, all of this. And then connect this up with 4 lane. Beautiful. And we didn't even destroy any of the trees. That is how spot on we got that thing. And then let's look at our trains down here. That's perfectly flat, but this end is not. So we want to grab this node, this node, this node, this node, this node, that node, and that node. Bring them down to that height. That probably messes our bridge a little bit. And also there was a node there that I didn't realize was there. Yeah, it made our bridge hump up a little bit right there, but we've got a massive span here where we can reslope that. Okay, so 4 lanes, 4 lanes. This is 3 lanes, so let's make this 4 lane just coming off the bridge. There we go. So the bridge, just to save money. I guess it didn't line up perfectly, but it's close. We can go here where it's a little off. And just give it a little wiggle. And a little wiggle. And that should have smoothed that out, but it didn't. Come on. Smooth it out. Come on. All right, Ron, take care. It's right there. We're going to wiggle it a lot. And then this is where it gets off. Okay. That is because the thing where we have the 2 highways joining. So if we find that, run that to there, that takes care of that. Cool. Then we want to come down here and get rid of a little bit of this and connect this up. And that looks pretty damn good. I'm not going to worry about putting anything over here for now. We're just going to like grab this and connect it so that if people get confused and exit, they can get over there. Brendan playing Ashley, I like this. Brendan playing Minecraft. I don't hate Minecraft, dude. I just don't like Minecraft. There's difference. I don't hate Minecraft. I just played it and I'm like, yeah, I just didn't enjoy it. So there we go. There's that. There's that. We got lane markings there. We got lane markings there. We got lane markings there. Wow, we got lane markings everywhere except for where I deleted. Lane markings there. Cool. It's already marked. So we just need to fix the bridge where we borked the slope. Where does this start going down? Right here. So we go from there to the end of the bridge. Yeah, see, that's all a nice 3.1 and it's only a 6. Boom, now it's 3.4 all the way through. And then we do the other side, which is to right here. 3.1, a big 6.3. Boom, 3.3. Nice, smooth bridge all the way up. Dude, we didn't even delete the trees down here. Look at that. That's some highway building right there, friends. Just continue this decorative trees in the median. I'm not going to use prop line tool. I use prop line tool sometimes, but I try to avoid it. I just think it looks better when you hand place them. Now, like here I might, because these are already all perfectly done. So what tree is this? This is the horse chestnut. All right, let's see if I can figure out the spacing here. Horse chestnut, please. So about there. Maybe a little bit more on the spacing. Just increase that by a meter. That's about the same. And we'll just run that up right to there. And that'll get that taken care of. Then we can do the same thing on this side. And eventually we'll add even more decoration in as time goes on. Well, I could go ahead and do it now. Let's see. I wish this would follow my road guidelines. We could just kind of eyeball it in here. I'd say that follows the edge of that road quite nicely. Well, B, didn't you enjoy it when you opened Minecraft? What do you mean? I mean, yeah, I had to open it to play it, but I didn't like it. Just didn't like it, my dude. Again, I don't think it's a bad game. I don't think there's anything wrong with Minecraft. I think I just don't personally enjoy it. It's a big difference. And there are some games out there that are just poorly made games, and I don't enjoy them because they're poorly made game. I don't think that's the case with Minecraft. I think it's just a game that's not for me. Just like Fortnite. I don't like Fortnite. There, that looks a lot better. We're not going to get overly into detailing one interchange right now. But that'll give us room to come off over here. Let's go ahead, since we said we're going to flatten some of this, and flatten it. But I want it all to the same height as on this side. So we're going to come over here with our train tool, get a fairly large brush, grab that height, go back into this view, and just run that over. We can already see the highway's a little high in some points. So we're going to have to adjust a little bit. Just going to cut off just the edge right here of that plateau / hill, whatever. 75,000 channel points. I feel a 69,420 coming in soon. Just gonna go ahead and undo what I did earlier. We will put that back later. This is all just a little bit off. Get rid of a couple of these little hills out here by the coast. I don't know how well you guys can see those terrain lines, but there's definitely a bit of a difference there. When I zoom in, you can see them real easily. Bring this back to here, right up to that shoreline. Get rid of that little bowl. Which, if this game had water retention areas, would have made a lovely water retention area. But the game doesn't have water retention areas, so I'm not going to bother even thinking about it. Wish it did. I think it'd be cool. Like if we had to manage the runoff from rain and stuff. And done. I think we're done. Just want to look here and see what's going on here. So we can adjust all of this and just have it right. There we go. All right, and a Kippy hydrate. All right, Oval Sun, sleep well. Just realized we have a bit of road that says it's not connected. And it would seem everybody is exiting the highway. Oh, interesting. These roadways aren't connected. Hmm. Wonder if that's because I used anarchy to build it. Okay, well, this is easy enough to fix. Didn't mean to delete all that. System needs to be 3 lanes. Doesn't wanna. Oh, that's why we've got that turned off for some reason. There we go. Get that connected. And grab this. And wait a minute. Shouldn't this be 4 lanes through here? Oh, it's 4 that goes down to 3 and then back up. Okay. And just connect that right there. That'll be fine. Lose all of our pretty lane markings, but oh well. And then we just need to do a little fine adjustment up here. Hit this. There we go. And then this needs to go up to 4 for just like 1 segment. Oh, that was 3. Needs to go up to 4 for like 1 segment. And then back down to 3. Wait, did it? 4. It's not upgrading it. What in the world? It's not upgrading it. That was strange. Is there something wrong with the tool? Let's see. Might have to restart. Let's upgrade that. Nope, works fine there. Not sure what was up with that. It was weird though. Let's turn anarchy off. Cool. So that gets us that section done. I don't think we're gonna need another interchange here. It's gonna give us 1, 2, 3 off of this. We've got a better highway interchange here now. I do like this highway interchange. It just has a lot of movement to it. Just because of the different entrances and exits. It just creates a nice rhythm, I guess you could say. Especially once we have stuff on this side of it, it'll look really good. Let's clean up this scar that we made on the side of this hill. Beautiful. Like it was always like that. Like Mother Nature herself handcrafted it. So this highway is a bit elevated, and I'm not fond of that. So, what map am I building on? It's one of the content creator maps. That's all I really know is that it's one of the content creator maps. Oh, hey. Without zoning the thing, we hit 65,000 people. Which is the final milestone for this map, because there's not a lot of buildable areas unless you use the 81 tiles mod. There we go. There's a bit of weirdness happening there, but I think I'm just going to leave it. Is there a way to show, like, the name of the map? I think it's called the Island, like Island, I'm pretty sure is the name of it. Let me look at the content creator map pack. I think that's the name of it. I could be wrong about that, though. Oh, this doesn't list. It says 8 new maps. It is. Oh, it's not even. Does he have it listed here in his video by name? that one, whatever this one is. This is kind of what you like. Your starting square is down here at the end of this, so it'll be showing you that. So it's whatever that one is. I don't really know what it's called. I don't remember. I've played twice on this map, but to find out, I'd have to like exit the game and restart it. There we go. Now they're flowing through just fine. I want to make sure my speed limits are where I want them to be. Because I did go through and adjust all my speed limits last night. Yeah, 85 on the highway, 50 on the exit ramps. We're going to go... Oh, this did not get upgraded to 85, though, so we're going to change our defaults. And, boop, that way all of them are now just 85. Go down here, 85, 85, 85, 85. Cool. That's what I'm zooming on the highways. Very liberal top speed limit in our city. Granted, a map like this would be more than a city. Like a city would be here. This is like a county or even a small state. All right, let's excuse me, get this all zoned in here, and then we can start thinking about maybe some beachfront amenities right here. See, get this guy, come back into this guy, and then we just want to bring these straight through because we know these are correct. That's kind of close to that intersection, but I'm gonna allow it. Did it right, that should just match up. Yep, cool. I'm not sure where that's going to end, so let's do this. And here, we should be able to eventually come back with another one right here. To right there. Cool, cool, cool. Some of these are going to get bridges over. Okay, somehow I just exited out of the road tool. Don't know how I did that. That way we don't have to send everybody like down to a collector, up and around the highway and back down. Just that's why we put all these bridges in right here. But we'll figure that out in a moment. Delete that because I don't like where to wind up putting nodes if I don't. All right, let's see about some bridges. It's gonna be a really short run for a bridge, and it needs to go up like 8 meters, I think. Yeah. It's 1540. That's 770. There we go. That'll be right there. And then we can use those guidelines to figure out where these bridges need to go without having to count them out. There. Home gets it down to flat. Or to ground level, I should say. I just wish there was a hotkey to get it to, like, go to your last elevation, too. That'd be kind of handy. That looks really weird right there. Those arrows. I think it's just the way it painted the arrows, though. 8. Across. And down. Cool. And that'll give me connectivity up and over the highway, so people won't have to go all the way through. It's 5 bridges, one of which is a collector, so we should be in good shape. Now, I want to make sure that my distances on this side are correct as well. 660, 960, they are. Cool. So I can just continue this out. But here, we're going to have to be mindful of train heights and where the beach starts backing off. So it looks like we'll be able to get this one through. kind of hoping you would give me a road indicator there, but you're not going to, so I'll just figure it out myself. Thanks. So we can go to there on that one. On this one, how many are we going to be able to get away with? Maybe one more? Yeah, one. Cool. And then up here, we can definitely go there and even right here. Granted, this is a collector here, but it'll be okay to have it. It's just kind of a dead-end collector. That is not straight. Oh, that's because it's a collector, so it was spaced differently, and I didn't count that in. There you go. So that collector can just end there. I could flatten this off right here and bring it around a corner and down. That might not be a bad idea, just so we have connectivity through our collectors. It's probably not a bad idea. Yeah, we got a little space here to work with, so let's see what we can do. Let's bring that brush size down, though. I love that the city's just growing by like 150 people a week, and I've just been completely neglecting the city. Oh, that's an undo. Thank you. Actually, I am just gonna bring this over, and we're just gonna do that and connect it normal. Like that. That works. And then here I need to count these off because Anarchy for some reason had the hiccups as well. There we go. And there. This up here to that. And look at our train heights. Make sure we didn't do anything weird. No, that is right on the edge. We're not going to be able to get this collector connected to that one, though, sadly. Oh, hydrate. Excuse me. And I'll just get all this connected here. I might be able to get a bridge over here. No, it's going to intercept that. Never mind. Maybe help the hiccups, maybe. It might. I remember, you know, because the way you get rid of hiccups really is just alter your breathing pattern. And, there's a way you can help somebody get rid of the hiccups, but it only works on them one time. And then after that, it fails to work anymore. And it's basically through intimidation. I mean, not really intimidation, but just kind of, I don't know. Like, when somebody hiccups and like, oh my god, I can't get rid of the hiccups, you're like, fine, do it again. Come on, hiccup, hiccup. You know, like, be really aggressive about it. And more often than not, it'll get rid of the hiccups. Because now they're thinking about it and they're like, oh my god, why are they being so aggressive? Why are they being like this? And it'll stop them. But it only usually works that one time. So cool, that'll give us a lot of area there, but now I need to fix this, because this is ugly. I mean, the option is always to just bring this all the way up, but then we lose a lot of our really pretty beach. And by this, I mean this key wall. Just bring this all the way up. That would give us more usable space over here, though. Because it is down here, like, we're not going to build anything up there. We're just not. Not unless I terrace it. Which, looking at it, might not be too hard to do. I'm going to regret this. I'm going to regret this. I'm going to regret this. Alright. Bring our brush size way down here. We are going to go right on this line and try to level this out. It does not want to. I mean, it kind of is, but it's not going where I want it to go. There we go. That's enough to get us started. This has to go, like, right on that line. And then I need to bring all of this up because it went down to that. This might work, actually. It might just work. Going to be smaller properties, and we will have a little bit of a cliff. But I think I can make it work. Now, where's my zoning end? Right there. So I am going to, just so I know where that zoning ends, drop a fence. And then we'll get rid of the fence in a minute. I just want to see if I smooth this out, if I maintain full lot size, and I can. I like this idea of having kind of a terraced area. Can I smooth this out and still maintain my beachfront? I can. Ooh. I like ye. I like ye a lot. Alright then, let's continue this idea all the way over. It will go uphill at some point. Right here. And definitely right there, because that's higher. But, let's, hey, a new YouTube subscriber, Adam Hill. If you happen to be watching the stream, welcome. And if not, well, maybe you'll see the VOD on my second channel. So if we do that, that's not a bad little slope there to get that section reconnected. Okay, so maybe move this family back to the quarry, right? And then we can bring our collector on down. And then I want this and this to be the same height as all of this. And slope like 1, 2. Really wish these were even segments. I can make them even segments by building it from this direction. There, now they should be even segments. Yeah. Cool. So, I need... Can I have this on and this on? I can. Good. So 1, 2. So I want this one. All this to be the height of that. And then we're going to slope right here. Get whatever we get. We also need to bring that up. There we go. Honestly, it's not a bad slope that's there. Let's see what it is, like, just in terms of how steep. And we can balance it out so it's more consistent. All right, then. Cool. So that is where we can go to right there. Oops, wrong tool. So I just want to flatten right to that spot. And then this, I have a lot more room to play with over here. Like a lot more room. Kind of get this to all. I know I'm making it ugly right now, but trust me, there's method to this madness. Come back in with the smooth tool and just kind of smooth it out. And then up here, as long as we smooth from up here, should be able to get this looking pretty good. Still have a lot of area up here that we can't use, but at least we gained some space. We could always just make this trees and such up here. But now I'm wondering, if I level this side out, how far can I get away with leveling this side out? Like, can I do another road through here? And still have it look okay? And it's looking like the answer's going to be yes. Right, just need to re-smooth again. So we won't build anything to this side of the road. Oop, I am doing the wrong tool. We just want to keep it up here as best we can. We're eating a little bit into the other area. But I think if we do, like, put some trees up there, we can make that look pretty damn good. We can, like, hide this weird thing here with grasses and trees and things. That works. And that gets us a little bit more buildable space. Not a lot. I mean, we maintain our beachfront where they're all going to be looking onto the beach. And that can curve on and around and just follow the coast and eventually meet up over there somewhere. This can be the end of this side over here. So that means I can get this in here, that there, that there, that there. I know I killed a fence, but that's okay. Actually, let's not do that one. So we'll just have to have a really long block here. What we could do is some walking paths, the ones that don't self-level. I'll just bring those down like there, and another one like mirror this one over here. Maybe. There we go. And we'll just put a crosswalk in right there. And then down here as well. It's a fairly steep walking path. I mean, you wouldn't want your grandmother walking up that, but it'll work. Cool. I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it. And then this is gentle enough we can make some connections up to that road. So let's see where those are going to be. So like here, let's turn on our curved road tool. Just find out what we can do here. That's going to do a weird thing, so let's do it this direction instead. Still want to do a weird thing. It doesn't want to make a curve like it should. What are you on about? Why are you doing that? Okay, maybe if I use this then. That worked. Only the curved road tool is what you want for that, but hey, whatever. And then down here, kind of the same story, like right there. Get that connected up, and then we'll figure out connections down here later. We could slope that just to make it nice and even. So from there to there. I'm gonna go ahead and do these two as well. Oopsie. Cool. May as well hit this one with it. And there. Ooh, no. Do not like. Do not like. There's no easy way to undo that. Shit. Well, let's hope the smoothing tool can fix that. And it looks like it can. Good. Except for right here, it's still kind of ugly. But what we can do is come in here, bring this out. Pretty significant portion. And then hit it with the smoothing tool. And that should take care of a little bit of ugliness here, but we can put trees and things that'll help that. Because trees and things are our friends. Alright, let's get these crosswalks in and get some water pipes and city services in. And, you know, an hour and 48 minutes into the stream, actually start, you know, building a city. So that'll just automatically become a crossing. That'll automatically become a crossing. And that is now a crossing. I like it. I might even bring this path down. We'll see. So we've got a ton of new space to develop. Looks like I keep hitting that, so I'm gonna close that. Looks like we're getting some office demand. So let's go over here where I've zoned some offices. Yeah, this is all grown in. Which was kind of my hope. That's why I've been focusing so much on infrastructure. Is I was kind of hoping that the city would just kind of naturally age and develop and kind of reach that equilibrium of demand. And that's exactly what's happened. Our park is even upgraded to a level 4. Has this one hit level 5 yet? No. I think, so 7260 and 7350. So this park's wildly more popular. It's also kind of in a nicer area. And better served by mass transit. I just freaking stop right out front. Alright, water pipes. Water pipes, water pipes. Bring that up to there. And go to there. He's up. I guess I can just go ahead and run. Actually, I don't want to run all the way through because I want to be able to make a connection here. We're just going to jump under the road right there. Not the most ideal, but kind of no real option. Oh dear, I messed that one up. You got to keep water pipes under the road where they belong. It's weird how you pick up people's catchphrases. Which terrifies me that people will pick up the nonsense that I say. And up to here. Yeah, and I have a lot of respect for City Planner Plays. Not only does he do some really cool things in Cities Skylines, but in the rare instance where he, like, does talk politics, he has some very progressive policies. Or personal views, I should say. And I do love me some fellow progressives. Wabam. Do I say wabam a lot? Do I really? Do I say? I don't even. Do I really? I was not aware of that. And I'll own it. I'll take it. I had no idea I said that. I remember in my Planet Coaster series, I remember who it was that told me. Tacos, potatoes. And he's like, Brandon, you say boop too much. Because every time I play something, I'm like, boop, 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 boop. Placing things down in the game. He's like, stop saying boop. It's driving me crazy. Sorry, man. Tacos is a good dude. I miss having him around more often. And for people who aren't aware, he got his nickname of Tacos Potatoes because he loves tacos. And he once wanted to make a baked potato in the microwave and kind of forgot about it. And it caught on fire. It set the microwave on fire. So that was the potatoes part of it. He was like 12 when that happened. These bridges look funky. But whatever. Alright, cool. So, city services. This side is all pretty low density, and I think I'm going to keep it low density. Oh, yeah, we need to fix this. We got to do something about that. I just can't live with that. It's ugly. And to fix it, we're going to have to do this. It's way out. And then smooth it down. Being careful to stay away from the edge of that road. It looks better. So we can go ahead and smooth this as well. I can just go ahead and bring this on around while we're doing all this. I know I've dicked around and wasted a lot of time doing this type of stuff, but I mean, we're here, we're doing it. Just plan it out. So this is going to need to come down to, I'm just kind of eyeballing this right about here. You just bought a GPU? Nice. Dude, congrats. Did you go for the 3060 Ti? Oh, it came down in price too. Cool. Congrats, my dude. So I'm going to kind of straighten it off right here. And we'll have a little bit of area where we have stuff on both sides. And then we'll resume following the coast after it makes that T-junction up there. Yeah. PC manufacturers do love their long freaking names, don't they? How far this way do we want to go? I guess let's just get this whole neighborhood done. B&H is where I've bought a lot of parts. They're often really competitive on computer parts anymore. And they'll even offer some good financing options, like 3 or 4 years with no interest and stuff like that. Make this whole beach, since it's all about that height anyway already. And that's far enough over for now. So we want to bring this road down to there. Oh, hello. Actually, no, we don't. I want it to come down there. No, I'm not happy about that either. Hold on. Let's just start over. So 1, 2, that's 3. Let's go 3.5. So that half, you know, there when that blue line, that extra blue line appears. I like that. Yeah, I'm good with that. So then, welcome back. Then we just kind of want to find a good spot here to make a curve. There's not one, so we will make one. And then that will come in there, and then we'll have just a little bit of extra beach right here that we can do like a walking path on or something like that. And then we are going to go straight for just a tiny bit. And we're just going to follow this shoreline again. So I want to do that first. Let's do a straight segment here. A straight segment. Actually, we can go all the way to here. Yeah. And we should be able to get a straight segment in all the way across there. And then where are we in relation to our neighborhood? Okay, we're almost done. Another little straight segment. And we'll go down here and figure out how to get those two connected. It'll be a little tricky, but not impossible. Do is turn off all of our snap twos. Bring this up a little bit. That way, then turn all of our snap twos back on, use the curved road tool, and make a nice connection. Just like that. Those connected. Those connected. Those connected. And get this guy connected. Sweet, and that gives us a nice beachfront road. Granted, we now have a lot of terraforming that we need to come in and do to make it not so fugly in there, but that's easy enough. Just bring our brush strength. Ooh, not that big. No, never that big. $402 in total with the shipping. Very good, my dude. I'm happy for you. One step closer to getting her PC built for her. Is she excited too? And what I just inadvertently did was remove all my zoning along through here, so now I gotta come back and put it back in. Oh, nope, undo. Undo. Just this side. No, just this side. Get a smaller brush. That's a little too small. Should do. Go back a little farther than we need to. So we were talking about City Planner Plays earlier. I'm really bummed because he has a live stream that starts at the exact same time mine does on Thursday, and I'm not going to get to watch it. I'll have to go back and watch the VOD later. I wish he streamed on Twitch instead of YouTube, but he is exclusively YouTube. This is going to be a little difficult to make right here. Co-stream? Yeah, I'm sure he'll totally be down to co-stream with somebody he's never heard of before. I mean, he's responded to a few of my comments, but dude has no idea who I am, I guarantee you. So we could even get another connection down here. I could maybe even flatten that off and have a little something right there. Let's see what that would look like. Why is this at a different level? There we go. Okay, cool. For some reason, I never connected this up. Why? So that'll give us just like one more block right there. Nothing super significant, but it's better than nothing. And then if I bring this down, let's come in here with a very narrow brush. Where is my node? Right about there. Select that as my high. Wrong tool completely. Select that. This is my high point. Bring this up in a nice slope. For a pad for a road. Oh, it was there, but that's okay. We can make this work, I think. Maybe. It'll cooperate. There we go. Mostly good. And then just a little terraforming here. The tool should clean this up nicely. So we've gotten a lot of usable land out of this. I'm kind of excited about it. So I think we're going to develop this area first before we do anything else. And just think about some nice things that we could put over here along the beachfront. We'll probably do some more leisure. Ding. Even though I'm not going to zone along this road, I will go ahead and bring the water pipes down. There we go. Cool. So let's take a look at what our services are like out this direction, and they're pretty poor, but I think I can take care of that with like a hospital up here. Yeah, that mostly gets it. I mean, one little area over here that doesn't have the best coverage. I guess we could always put like the hospital here. Actually, that's not bad because it's right there against where that starts dropping down. So there'd be some nice views from that hospital. Maybe just do like a little medical campus right here. So we can put that in, like with the hospital. The back side of it is parking off of the collector. Your front side's here. So your views as you exit the hospital are just out there towards the water. And then maybe even throw in like the medical laboratory over here. Like I said, make just a little medical campus out of this. We could even throw in like the general hospital, even though it's just another hospital, which is a little redundant, but just to make that... Oh, wait. Instead of that, what we do here is throw in our cryopreservatory. And then we could do a little park right next to it. Let's use one of our plaza-style parks. Actually, a rather large one, but none of them really fit the space. So we do something like that. And then we can come in here with our walking path and make this a little nicer. Since this is all the same elevation. Upgrade that one. Then we can come in behind here, right here. Turn on just our grid and angle, and bring this across like that. I dig it. I like it. Yeah, we've got like a little medical campus. All the lab people over there, and we'll do some landscaping around here and make it really tie in. Yeah, that works. And then, let's see. This side of the road here is zonable, but not up here. It's not. So that block there, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but for the most part, I think we're not going to zone anything up there. It's just going to be trees, and we can call it a park, but it won't really be a park. So I want to extend this district that's here on down to here. So I don't want all of this to be leisure. Like I want some of these to be residential, but I want to extend it down a little bit. Oh, maybe I should do let's do the leisure down here. And then we'll cut it off and make it its own sub-district. It'll still be part of the same district. But if you connect the district and then disconnect it, it still functions as the same district. So what we're going to do is now come in where this is and right-click and get rid of that all the way back to there. Now let's just do the whole thing so we can get some good residential in here. So we've already got like a nice little buffer right here for the noise. Like that noise does not extend down there, so we can start getting some residential up here. Question. Do we want high-rise residential, which will be buildings about this size? I don't think we do. I think we just want low density over here. But maybe we could make them the eco-friendly homes? That's not a bad idea. Well, let's make a district. Oops. I mean, yes, that is a hill, but that's not what I want. I'm going to bring it up in behind here. And this is going to be a lot of housing in through here. Not a whole lot of commercial up in through here. Just maximize our real estate values in through there. Oop. And go into our residential and make these self-sufficient buildings. And then with this on, I'm going to look at my train heights and be really selective about where we put our zoning. So that we're not going to get any, like, I could zone up here, but it would probably make some weird shapes. I'm just going to leave that a park. And this is just going to be decorated. And then, like, here, we don't want to zone all of that. And we'll leave a little space in between these houses. Here we'll do slightly smaller, and then there, but we'll let a big one be there, let a big one be there. A big one there, and that'll be okay. That'll make a little bit. Where does my district start, though, for the noise? Right there. So that's about all we're going to get away with for our housing down here, because we need to switch to, like, regular commercial. Because the commercial that we're doing down here is all going to make a lot of noise. Oh, we've got a perfect spot for a path to come out right there. I didn't plan that, but I'm happy about it. That's about as far as we're going to go for now. And then this up here, we're just going to make denser in this area. We've got a little bit of a gap here, so let's run a path through there. Oops, also let's pause because I boogered it up. Let's turn off grid and have just angle. And this will separate that out. And then we'll get that zoned. And then we're going to go back into this view and zone all of this. All of that. We could do a small one there. We could get some on this side, but not a lot. Just a few smaller homes. Also speed up the game. That's all we're getting in there. I don't think I really want to do anything there or there. Do there. That's about all the zoning I'm going to get out of that. So the rest of it's going to be really going to rely on landscaping to a huge degree. So while this is filling in, let's get our palm trees through here. Get rid of the brush size down to 1. Just make it sound like a big ongoing fart. It's kind of what it's a very weird fart, but a fart nonetheless. It's kind of what it sounds like. I'll just run that down to here for now. Cool. So that gets, you know, a big statement. This is a very beachfront type area. And none of it's developing. They're doing all of this stuff up here first. I was really hoping they'd get it down here. Our leisure district is developing quite nicely, though. So let's get that path. Ooh, hi, that pathway in. where we had that really just easy gap. Actually, I'm going to bring it in over here. Again, I want to look at the terrain, though, because this is a self-leveling path. And if you get it in the wrong area, it will mess up your terrain. So I want to bring it to here. And then try to get it around this building without destroying this building, maybe? Tricky. There we go. I can do that and then bring this back here. And then just kind of follow our shoreline. And apparently I forgot water down here. I'd like to get behind this building and come in right between these two. And I'd really like to have it connect here again, but apparently I'm not going to get my wish. Get these guys some water pipes. I don't remember how far down this way I zoned, so we'll just get a big chunk here. There we go, that should cover all them. We will add in palm trees on our new path. Lovely. Palm trees make a huge difference, just on their own. We're starting to get some shorefront properties, and I mean, they're not your traditional beachfront style homes, but I like them because we got a lot of sand here because we're so close. And these don't do green lawns, they do dirt lawns because they're self-sufficient, so you know they don't want to have to water a lawn. But yet they still have a lot of nice landscaping using more wild grasses than manicured lawns that don't require as much water. So that'll work. We've got a couple little ugly bits we still have to terraform out. But I am going to put it right. I want to get to where we can see this whole thing. Actually, let's do this. There we go. I'm going to leave you with that view for a minute while I run to the restroom. Hopefully no disasters come. I'll be right back. We're back. So some of you with a keen eye may have noticed that there's several buildings that are exactly the same right here. And that's because my university demand went way higher than what I had over here, and I wanted to make sure we were continuing to meet education needs before I built the university. So I just added in a bunch trade school auditoriums. They're the highest capacity building you can have. On all the schools, it's always the auditoriums. They hold 600 each. So I just added a bunch of them in just to take care of capacity for now. I kind of want to revisit traffic, and yeah, it is still this has changed everything. This has taken like about half the traffic, but it's all flowing really nicely. Yeah, we were hovering between 69 and 72%, and we're up to 78 right now. This is still a hot spot here, and it will be. There's just nothing we can do about it because it's a major arterial, and there's a lot happening there. Same down here. There's a traffic light right here. I don't know though, looking at the number of cars coming in, if the traffic light is still really warranted or not. One thing we could do to make it better is remove some of these commercial uses down through here. But then we would lose like a lot of properties. Like if I just deleted one single line so they don't front that, we would lose, we'd have big gaps. And I don't know that I want to do that. The only other thing I could do is replace them with offices, because offices don't generate any traffic at all. Sometimes you'll see people driving to them, but not very often. So most of what I've zoned has filled out, hasn't it? Yeah, they're starting to get up here. That's like the final area. So through a lot of these areas, we need to just put paths in just for connectivity. And that will make it look a lot better. I'm going to try the self-leveling path and see what it looks like. And by self-leveling, what I mean is it will do some minor terraforming. It will try to follow the terrain that you have, but it will do some terraforming of its own. Let's get this to come up and meet this one roughly. So far, so good. It's working nicely with what we have. I would like to get this connected here, but yeah, the key wall is gonna have something to say about that. Well, if I can get it right. Let's turn on anarchy. Get it right there, that connects. It looks like, you know, it just ends, but I bring it over and back a little bit. Looks a little better. And then we want to do the same through a lot of these areas. Just put in paths, make it, you know, an area, a neighborhood that looks really walkable, encourages people to get out of their homes and go for a stroll. So let's turn anarchy back off. So we kind of go right up like this and over. Up in between these houses. I don't know how people would feel about a walking path, especially a public walking path, going right between their house. You know, because that made a bridge. You know, it's right there by people's windows. I'm not sure that that's really ideal, but we might be able to get some trees or something in there. It's interesting that it made that one a bridge. Yeah, I don't like how that would, because that would really be invasive on the people who live there. Same on this one here, but I need this one, so I need a connection down here somewhere. Let's bring this back to ground level. Let's not delete a house. There we go. And I want this to kind of come through. Oops. Go up and then over. And then this is just going to connect. And then this is going to kind of... Okay, it doesn't want to do it. Doesn't want to do what I want it to do. So far, I'm getting very lucky with the self-leveling paths. Let's see if my luck is going to continue or if it's going to run out. There, it did kind of a weird thing. You can see it raised that up. But I think I can level that. I think that'll be okay. Now, next to businesses, walking paths, totally okay. Most businesses don't require a high level of privacy. Especially retail. Like, what kind of retail are you in if you need privacy? Okay, that, yeah. See, there we go. There's where the leveling path can't go. So... Instead... Let's see if I can get away with this. No. Just not gonna be able to have one here, and I was hoping I would be able to. Is there any flat land right there? A little. We could maybe get one or two more small houses in here on this side. One there. Probably all of that's safe. Cool. Then we just need to continue the idea of walking paths to here. As flat as, I mean, this is not a huge difference in terrain right here. Well, maybe it is. I could get some houses right there. Right along the edge. Look at this to make sure I'm not... Yeah, see, there we go. I already went too big. There we go. What case should you get in to build for the girlfriend? Oh, dude. I really like my fractal design case. And they make a smaller version of the torrent. It just moves so much freaking air. And that's what I really love about it. What size are you looking for, Kiltastic? Like, what do you hope? What form factor are you hoping for? Mid tower. I don't like that section right there. So we click on it, and that just makes it worse. So click on it again and make it a middle, and that gets rid of it. There we go. Wow, look at all these pedestrians. Holy cow, these paths are paying off. And that's without any crosswalks yet, so that's what I'm coming in to add now, are crosswalks. Anywhere that there's not a node, it just goes ahead and makes it a crosswalk. If there is, you have to just change it. This one's close enough to two other crosswalks, but don't worry about it. Now we need one here. Oh, that's perfectly dead on right there. Yeah, close enough. Definitely need one here so they can get across to the park. Same here. And where else? Let's add one here. Oh, that one's almost dead on too. Nice. That one's close enough to that. And I'm not going to bring that down. I'm not going to bring that down. Let's add a crosswalk here. And I'm thinking about... Yeah, I am. I'm going to replace this with the drivable version of it that we have so that I can connect some amenities there. Oh, that's right. I don't have a lot of choices. Zoo, natural park, campus. What's the difference here? Oh, two-way. Okay. But is this... This is going to be a little trickier to connect. I'm going to leave this on. And we're just going to overwrite this pathway as best we can. This will let us get some amenities connected back here. Oh, I took out one business. That's going to connect there, so that's fine. I love my torrent, man. I love this case. Like, the Be Quiet case I had just couldn't keep everything cold or cool. All right, Ron, take care, man. Rest up. It just could not keep everything cool enough. And this torrent case has been a champ in that regard. We could even get some more stuff in back here if I wanted to. And I want to. I don't like that people drive on these. What I can do is then come in and ban cars, and it'll just be a pedestrian road. Like, if I come here and hold down shift and ban private vehicles. We need to leave all these other things on. But ban private vehicles, we'll just mostly see people walking on it. Only thing is we lose our trees. We'll have to manually add the trees back in. Why did those buildings go? What's that all about? I know I've dezoned that square already. I know I did. And yet it keeps, like, that. It just keeps adding the zoning back in. Are you going to stay? Are you going to be good? I'm going to, like, switch through a few different tools and see if it puts it back in again. Okay. Cool. So now what we can do is come through here with some of these. Like, we can add another restaurant pier. We can add a fishing pier over to this side. We can find the floating cafe, which I think is a unique building. Maybe. Maybe not. I just have trouble finding this one. Is it just here? There's the boat museum. It's awful big. That's more of a tourist than a leisure. Where is the floating cafe? I always have trouble finding this damn thing. The Lee and Lee cases are good too, man. The Lee and Lee light lane cool cases. They're really good and they're nice looking cases. Floating cafe. Let's get that right. Right there, come on. There we go, cool. And then I'm just gonna bring these closer to the road. And just kind of swing it around and lower it down. So that it's right there, and we'll get water back here in a minute. And we'll do the same thing with our fishing pier. We'll just swing it around, bring it up to that road, and then lower it down. It's too far. There you go. And then we'll get some water pipes back here so this dude will quit complaining. Give me just a second to permit you to post links. I don't remember if subscribers can or not. There you go. Cool, and that gets us some extra little amenities in here, and I think... Oh, you got a Ventus. Nice. Big card. Pretty cool. I think I do want to target just a few buildings back here. So it's going to keep building that one anyway. There. I dig it. I dig it. We've got just a lovely leisure area down here. It's not too close to the residential, so noise isn't an issue. Because if we turn on that and then turn on that, you can see the noise ends right there. Lots of work to do up here, though, to make this not look bad. A lot of work, actually. Let's bring in a different style tree. And come down here. It's still a very tropical tree. Just line this walkway, including on some people's properties. There we go. And we'll do the same on this one. Let's plant this one out a little bit better, though. Those are a little too close together up there. Cool. And then for this area, these wild grasses and hedges might look alright, or maybe something like this, just kind of... I think these float, don't they? Yeah, so you gotta be careful and make sure you get them on both levels, or else you just have them floating in the air. Do that one. Come through here is incredibly flammable. And that at least helps hide that. That makes it look a little better. And we'll add some trees to that. And maybe some bushes. I don't know that I need to do this side. That's not... Look how many are there. Holy crap. There we go. And then we'll see if we can't smooth this with the terrain tool. Go away. Unified UI. See what we can do here. I don't know that we're going to be able to do a lot. No, it's working. It's better. Pull that down. Pull this down. Don't want to kill my zoning there. So then this is really ugly right here. There's not going to be a whole lot I can do to fix that. Because then you get this line back here. Okay. Community slowly coming together. So I'm going to come through now with, yeah, another tree and just kind of just randomly click them in here. Pretty dense. I'll just say, just feel a little more natural, you know, like You know, they didn't come in and just like bulldoze everything to create the neighborhood. Do that. We're then going to come in with these grasses and fill in the rest of it here. Not 100% coverage, just kind of spotty coverage. That's why I'm moving the mouse fast so they don't fill in everything. Just some nice spotty grasses along this hill. Just make it feel a little more, you know, less kept up, but still somewhat manicured. And it's something you'd only come in with a bush hog like every 6 months or so. And if you don't know what a bush hog is, well, sorry. And then we can continue with some trees through there. We'll go back to our palm. And again, just kind of brush hog, bush hog, same thing, yes. And look at that. That looks nice up there now. Like, compare that to here. Now, granted, I'm not going to be able to do as dense, but this makes this neighborhood feel secluded. You've got a lot of thick greenery back there behind their backyards. Even though there's a big hospital overlooking it, you don't feel like that's there. It just feels nicer. I also missed upgrading trees on one road. There we go. But down here, I'm not going to be able to do that because that would start blocking people's views. But I can add... Will you let me click that, please? Thank you. I can add the palm trees on our paths that we added. That'll help somewhat. Definitely spent a lot more time detailing tonight than I normally do, but it's a habit I'm trying to get into of just making things feel a little bit better. Now, here we could probably do just really thick vegetation everywhere. I just want to see if we've got any level spots here, and we really don't. So yeah, we can just fill this whole thing in. So let's do that. We'll just have like a really, really dense area. I may continue this path across, though. Yeah, let's continue the path across. And then... Why are you on the elevated thing again? We're doing that. This might make a weird connection. Yeah, I made a bridge. Alright. Let's get rid of that. And let's go from here over and see if that's not a little better. It's fine, because we're going to do landscaping down through there, so it'll be alright. So again, we're going to come in on these ugly bits, cover them up with this ground covering. There we go. And we might make this feel a little more formal since it's a big open space. Maybe make it feel a little bit more like a neighborhood park. And to do that, we go into our prop line tool. I'm going to bring the spacing way down. And we're going to click that again because for some reason it never really selects. Let's see. I want less than that as well. I want these like right on top of each other. There we go. And just come in here with some rhododendrons. Yeah, I do want a line along the road, but not along the path. We could have done a fence here, but I kind of like... I don't know, fences are overused. And I think that this works as a nice, like, flowering hedge when you put them all close together, and I think it looks good. So then we'll come in with the tall grass clusters again. Go back to the normal, and then just kind of fill in, just roughly. Just kind of leave some space open, but for the most part, just fill that in. Lovely. And then some trees. Let's switch to this other tree again, just to have things switched up throughout here. Beautiful. I dig it. This neighborhood is feeling really good, I think. I want to leave some areas of green space. I don't want it all to be just a jungle like this. So for now, I'm going to just leave this, let it develop and upgrade, because we do need it to upgrade. And it's a long ways from that. But they should have really good land values. Surprisingly, no. With the water right there, that should be a lot higher than that. That's barely above average land value. Like down here, man, it's through the roof. Even right here where nothing's zoned, but for some reason, in here is just not got the best land value. Look at that area, though. That's looking good. And of course, that's where we're starting to see the first upgrades. Up here should be nice and solid. It could be services. They may be lacking. Yeah, they're lacking some services. Like our fire protection isn't the best. But I think we can solve that mostly by just bringing in our services right up here. And that reaches almost all of that. So that'll take care of that. And then we can throw in a post office like across the street, maybe. Choose a little eminent domain. Yeah. And then they don't have any school coverage here. But again, I'm pretty sure we can resolve that by just having the school close by. And hopefully... Oh, that does not get very good coverage there. I mean, I could put a school in down here, but I really don't want to. I just want to leave this for development. I guess if I put one there, what's that going to do to the surrounding terrain? It's fine. They won't get a playground or anything, so I don't have anywhere to put it. But I might be able to use, like, the climbing frame. Must be doing on a product on the roadside. So if I put that right next to it, it won't fit. I could put it over there, maybe. Is that going to look all right there? Yeah, it kind of blends in all right. There we go. And that'll help land values as well to have a park. Yeah, this has already come up a lot. And it's even brought this up quite a bit. So we've got a school down there now covering almost all of it. I'm not going to worry about these guys. They'll be all right. Ideally, we can maybe have one up here. Is residential, yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll put one more up there. I mean, we've got, like, in terms of, like, classrooms, we have plenty of classrooms in the town. We just don't have good coverage. Yeah, this doesn't even really get down there, though. Like, that's not really making any difference down there, so there's no point in it. There really isn't. They'll just have to get by. Okay, so since we put a school in, let's get a nice large playground for them. And I'm going to throw a second school back here in this corner just for access. Again, we don't need a lot. And then we're going to put a high school in. We're going to get to developing this area finally. To basketball court with a tennis court across the street. Cool. And then just look at my city services, which should be fine since we just put them in down there. Yeah, that hospital there, that's Steph Garrett. The hospital there is covering most of it. We'll have a hospital up here or over there somewhere that'll get the rest of it. So we're fine there. Let's take a look at Childcare, our last one was built way over here, so let's get a childcare right next to this. That way it overlaps a lot of that. And then we'll do an elder care right here to overlap a lot of that. And then that gives us, you know, a convenient spot for death care. Because I'm a morbid fuck, and I like putting my death care right across the street from my elder care. And we'll put one back there, because that's going to be offices or something. So it's right along the highway. Though I've got a sound wall, so it shouldn't be making too much noise. Yeah, I'll still put resident or commercial or something back there, because this is all going to be low density still. This whole side's low density, that side's high density. And I like how it tapers. Like, it starts with higher density, or smaller buildings, and you'll see it's morbid, you see it as efficient. Yeah, I see it as efficient too. This park is about to level up to level 5, and this one's still like 2,000 away. And I just built this park last night. We built that one last week. We have really done wonders for our traffic. I'd like to get it back above 80%. I think we will. Is anybody even using this? Nah, it's because there's nothing here to use. All right, so let's take a look overall. I know this area hasn't fully upgraded, but this isn't a huge neighborhood. All of this should be fully upgraded, though. Yeah, it is. These aren't because there's a high-rise ban in place. So we should be ready to go ahead and start adding in some zoning, but I just want to put in a couple of extra parks here since we've got some larger spaces. Like, I think we can get this big park with trees. Yeah, that's nice right there. Kind of gives a nice entry there, and I'm pretty sure I've got like most of my park related stuff that I want to build. Yeah, I don't ever build the fusion power plant. I don't, because if it catches on fire, it stops working. And I don't think there's any parks in the rest of these. These are all really tall buildings, which we don't want. We're gonna focus those. We could do a central park. It takes up a lot of space, but it is a really cool asset, and I think it might look good in the low density area. I usually build it in a higher density area so that you can have it surrounded by high rises. It's a really cool asset, though. It's basically New York Central Park. We've built it several times. Cool. So let's zone this big section right here. Just gonna go ahead and do all of this. Actually, though, I haven't looked out here for my coverages yet. So let's go ahead and build our services out here. We should also have a disaster shelter or something out here. I think that'll be fine for high schools. I think maybe just one more elementary right there. Playground. Healthcare or death care out here is not the greatest. What about regular healthcare? Also not the greatest, but I think if I have a big hospital over here, yeah, that'll cover all of that, so we're not going to worry about that. Awesome. Now we can zone. Just going to go in here and smack down a bunch of stuff. I'm going to look where my roads connect, just in case I decide to bring roads through there. Go to there on this side, and then we can resume over here. For some reason, it's only giving me 3 tiles here. Really weird. I don't want to go in that park area. This should kill, like absolutely sap our commercial demand. So we're also going to bring commercial back here. Because nobody wants to live with the highway in their backyard. Even though it happens, nobody wants to. Oh my gosh, freaking hiccups. They were gone, now they have returned. And patch there. Is that 5? Oh, that's 4. And whoops. Whoops. Back? Was I gone? What? Oh, the hiccups are back, yeah. They had gone for a while and then they came back. And then I think just a little commercial node here. Smaller buildings and maybe some, let's see, right back here. Just for some corner shops. And then we'll switch to this tool and fill everything in. Let's leave the high school campus open. We might want to do something with that. Don't really have a plan just yet, but we might. I should probably do a couple nodes of commercial back here. Maybe like back here by the school. It's like right there across from the playground. That'd be nice. And all of that. That. Of that. And that will probably absolutely decimate our demand. So while that's working, I'm going to look at bus routes through here. I'd kind of like to get the trolley down in here too, just to continue the theme of trolley along the beachfront, but then I'd lose my trees. It's not like I can't go through and plant trees, but... Nah, we'll just do buses. So... where do we want to get a bus route through here? Excuse me. Start it here. And just go every couple blocks up through here. And then we'll put a stop here so they can walk up, and then we'll go past those buses. And there. And down into this neighborhood. Like that, so that I can then loop it back up and around. I'm not sure where it's going to loop for this one. Oh, it's going to go all the way up there and come back, really? Hold on, I missed a stop. Now where's it going to go? It's going to go all the way up there. That's not good. I can't really get it to do anything there, but I could do this with a stop here and have it come back. Granted, that stop's not duplicated, but that's okay. So that gets bus service through there. And then I want to run one bus line that kind of comes over to here into this neighborhood. I mean, the campus is really walkable, so I don't know that we need a ton of bus service back there. Put this right in front of our metro, right there. We will have a few stops on the campus, but not a lot. Like there. And then here we'll go every couple blocks. You know what? We may as well just carry it over to here too. That way we're servicing a pretty big area. Have it come over here. On this one, I think I'm just gonna do 2 bus lines. And let this wrap here, and then do a separate one that goes the other way. Instead of looping it back. And that should give us pretty decent coverage. Saying there's a stop here that's not connected. What would, oh, it was complaining. It's the bus line. It was just putting the icon in the wrong spot for some reason. Awesome. I dig it. So we need to make a district up here. You know what we didn't do was any disaster type planning. So let's just throw one of those in before it gets too far. There we go. That should be more than enough. And then throw a district on this just so we know how many people live here. Oops, colored outside the lines. And just follow these highway exit ramps. Makes it really convenient. And to there. Clean up where I colored outside the lines here. Like that. And then come in with one of the bigger ones and just finish it off. I'm not going to do anything special here. This is just... It's not really on a river, or a lake. It's on a river. Let's call it River District. There we go. And our demand is completely gone. So, yay. Sometimes. So our education is definitely way over capacity now. These people are having trouble getting to university. Granted, we just gave them a bus line, so hopefully that will change. All right, so we need to name some more bus lines. Bus line 11 is, whoops, 11 Full Ridge. I can type Heights. Bus line. Hello? Are we saving? What's happening here? Why can't I? Is the game about to crash? Oh, well, hello. Hydrate. I'm going to let it go for a minute. Sometimes it does this and then comes back. God, when was the last autosave? How much did we lose? I'll give it like a minute here. Did the temperature drop? It may have been about to trigger a storm. There it goes. That just happens sometimes. It's still having trouble, so we're just gonna save real quick. Oop. We good? I think we're good. Audio's being really weird, though. Alright, so 12 will be River A, and 13 will be River B. So this one's already got some passengers. Let's take a look at stops. And it looks like some of the stops were full, but they caught up pretty quick. It's got 8 buses for 4.4 kilometers. It's probably too many. Though some of these are getting up to 20. Whoops. This line does interface nicely with this line, and even the tram here and here. I mean, that's not that far of a walk, especially when you consider there's this path right here. And yeah, it's getting used. So I'm sure a lot of people are like getting off the bus, jumping over to the tram. Yep, there they go. I bet you most of those people go to the tram. That's our group right there. So there's our tram stop. If they jump across there, no. They wanted to be here on the pier. Okay, well. Look at how many people are walking along our quay wall now. Look at that. It's so alive with just activity. I love it. This is why you connect it up to paths or get it really close to the road. It just brings it to life. Granted, you know, they clip through the buildings through there, but whatever. Oh my goodness. We are having a catastrophe in the harbor here. Just, oh, the humanity of it all. Just physics ceasing to exist. This thing's bringing in a lot of people. I had to add like 2 more lines to the tram just to keep up with it. You can see like that stop's keeping the tram full. I even brought a metro stop in right here, and they still want to ride the tram. I do not dig this at all. Anyone consider the ecological impact and how it will ruin? You know what? These people down here, they think it's fantastic. So much so that they built identical houses. Oh, that one has a green chair. That one has 2 orange. Okay. They're still identical houses. These dudes haven't upgraded yet, but they'll get. No, that one has. That is a fully upgraded. Just a very weird small house. People live down here. I bet that's polluted as hell. No, it's not. They're just outside of pollution. Wow. Okay. Aspen Park about to hit 5. Yep. We've got just enough room to put in the final amenity for that. I like this park a lot. Once I finally get the last thing in, we're going to add a little more landscaping to it. But I managed to get the fence to run all the way around it. It's got gazebos at either end down here. And then your play spaces down this way. And I like it a lot. I think it's a really nice park. And as you come out, you have a lovely view to that pier across there, which is technically a part of this park. So there's a gate right there. Though they can get to the piers by walking down here. They don't actually have to pay. But if they come through that gate, they're paying. Alright, so how's our development coming? Very, very slowly. We have no demand. Oh, I was going to check something. I realized we haven't had any rain, and for some reason, dynamic weather just turns itself off now and then. I don't know why. And, you know, let's tempt fate with lightning. City's not making as much money as I would like it to. I was hoping to get this side filled in as well. It might rebound in time. Oh, there. Speaking of, there's our trampoline park. So we can come in here to our parks. Add that in right there. Cool. I don't know how much more landscaping I want to do here. Yeah, but it's like, I don't know, I'm not making the hundreds of thousands I'm used to making. So this has kind of a mixture of trees in this area, so I'm going to continue with these oaks and just add like a bit of privacy behind the play areas and things, just to kind of make them feel separate from the road. So we're going to use the oaks basically as screening. We'll leave this open as a big green space. We'll leave this open as a big green space. Place to end around here. I think, honestly, I think that's sufficient. We could maybe come in with some rhododendrons. I'm just going to hand place these. Not anything too close to each other, but just to give it a little extra pop. as well just stick with my tried and true method of dividing in half, dividing in half, dividing in half over and over again. Makes it feel a little more balanced. This area is going to be a little trickier to do that with, but I think I can eyeball it. That's about half. In between all of those. You get good spacing, but it doesn't look as... I don't know, I just think it looks more organic than using the prop line tool. Because then they're all exactly the same width apart, all in a perfectly straight line. Whereas this gives us a bit more variation. Prop line tool has its uses. I just don't think this is it. Like earlier when we used it to create just like a really thick privacy shrub. I think that was a good use for it. But the fact that this isn't exact and some are closer, some are farther back, it just, I don't know, I think it feels more organic. I don't think I'm gonna do anything there because there's a lot of trees, but I will go here. And that should do it. And that park, I think, looks fantastic. I like it. I like that you can see into the park from some areas. Got lots of shade on the gazebos thanks to the palms that are surrounding them. And it's just it's a nice place to go with your family. Feel like you're, you know, in a little bit of nature, even though you're in the middle of a big town. It works. It absolutely works. Speaking of feeling like you're in a bit of nature, we are going to put in Central Park over here. This is going to be a lot higher density over here, so I think this is where I want it. And it's going to take a pretty significant chunk of real estate. Ooh, even that's not enough. Yeah, I thought that would be enough. It's a big asset. And it says it can't fit it there, but it can. It totally can. What we can do is hopefully do a little mod magic here. Get this to line up. Actually, I'm gonna delete these roads. That and that and that. And see if I can't get it to snap here. Really must place roadside. Okay. Fair. So instead, we're going to use move it, and we'll hold down Alt so that hopefully it moves in a straight line. Just visually line it up with that street. Should be good. And then I'm going to come through here. Fingers crossed this will work. What sounds good for dinner tomorrow? Chicken strips and curly fries. Unlock those. And delete this. And I hope that this will work. Right here. That works. And then here... Guides back on. Let's turn anarchy off. I want to see where this road needs to go. This is going to be tricky. That gets it connected, but then it makes a really weird connection over here. And I don't know that I'm going to be able to do anything about that. Oh, I can. Never mind. Have that. It's not going to let me change that. More options here. That's the red one. back it off. Oh, that doesn't do anything for me. Okay, so... I mean, it's not bad, but it's just a weird intersection. We got a double burger, extra cheese and bacon with some fries and chicken nuggets. Wow. I guess that works. And then we should be able to get this road back in. Whoops, not like that. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of there. But that's going to make a weird intersection. I mean, I'm okay with it. It's just two streets really close to each other. What we could do then is just have this slightly longer block. I'm gonna bring this back. Let's turn anarchy back off. Bring this in. Ooh, we could curve it. Yeah, that's the solution. Let's ooh, there's not a lot of room to play with here. Let's curve it just a little bit right there. A little bit right here. And then turn our road guidelines back on. It does not want to find that point. There we go. That works. I like it. And then just to make this feel like it's all one place, I'm going to come in with some paths. I think this has nodes I can connect to. Yeah. I don't have anarchy on right now. It's just letting me do this. Because it has these nodes here. And that's what they're meant for. Oh, that one's not so happy, though. There we go. That way it is. There, that way it's connected a little bit more. And then just to finish it off, let's see, the most common tree looks like the oak. No, not really. Yeah, there's some oaks there. So we will grab our big oak, or a live oak, and just fill in these gaps. So even though this isn't really part of the park, it feels like it is. It's Central Park. It's in the unique buildings. It was part of the Green Cities DLC. But it's basically Central Park, like just a much smaller version of it, like the actual New York City Central Park. Amphitheater's being a little snickety. It doesn't have the lake and all that Central Park has, but it has a lot of the features that Central Park has. Like Central Park has this big plaza that has the stairs going underground and then comes back out to go back up. That statue in real life is a big angel statue. But it's a pretty good representation of what Central Park looks like. At least part of it. If you play GTA 4, Central Park's in there too. It looks a lot like this, except it doesn't have the amphitheater. There, and that makes it feel like one big complete area. And then we'll have some stuff zoned over here because we still have quite a bit of flat land before we start going down to the shore. So it'll be surrounded by really tall buildings, just like Central Park is. Hello? What's wrong? You don't have water? Did I not run water pipes on you? Oh, it's because there's not a road here. There will be one here eventually, so I'll just do that. There you go. Sorry about that. Enjoy your water. And then here, we'll just have to like, okay. Can I see my water pipes, please? Can I see my water pipes, please? You. Wish there was a way to look at train and water at the same time, but there's not. Supposed to do that for now. And we should start seeing visitors over here, even though, yeah, it's already getting tons of visitors. It's an incredibly popular asset. It even boosts your attractiveness of your city a little bit for tourism. Very popular asset. So while we're waiting, I would like to get the metro extended here since this is going to be high density. I don't want it to go over here because this is all low density. We'll just let buses service that. So I think I want each section to have a stop. So we'll do one like here where there's going to be offices and commercial. I really don't want it feeding down onto the collector though. Do this here. And then another one like way back here. Yeah, that works. And that'll make it pretty easy to connect this up. I'm going to pause since I'm going to be deleting metro lines. Alright, so for this one, I want to just come out at like a 45. So we'll go out. Yeah, they're on. Just can't see them. It's so hard to see your road guidelines here. I know it's right around 80. That'll work. Kind of just eyeball this as best I can. Down to about there, and then hopefully get the curved road tool to finish this. That's not going to pick that up, but that's good. It looks like there's a bend right there. It's not. It's just because of the elevation change. So that'll go from there to there, and then it needs to come up and around and back into that one. So let's make a curve here. Since there's nothing zoned here, I can see my lines real easy. Let's bring this back like this. We'll run it straight to about there. This up. Almost was perfect. So, go with the underground view. Close that. Bulldoze that. Get a curved road tool and nice curve into there. And then this one needs to come up. Like that. And then we're going to bring this on down. So I can see about where we're going here. So right there. So we'll bring this to here. And down, and then a straight bit. Cool. And that gets those two added to the loop. So if we come in here for our stops, we just gotta let it run for a moment, and the trains will pass by there. And when they get to the next station after, the line will just appear there. And I'll just be able to add stops. There, the red one's already there. So I can add a stop there. And I can add a stop there. And the pink one, as soon as it gets past these two stations, should update as well. Yep, I didn't even have to make it all the way through. So add a stop there. And add a stop. Whoop, add a stop. Add a stop there. And then I just want to double check. So it now has 11 stops. I want there to be 11 cars. Just so we can keep up. So I have to keep cranking up the percentage every time, it seems. But I see we've got some pretty busy stops. So I think it's good to have a car per stop. In a town of 64,000, we've got 5,700 people using mass transit. So just under 10% of our population is using our mass transit, which is good. I don't see a lot of cars on the road. Still at 78%, and it's still this intersection. Like, that one intersection is killing us. I don't know that we need the traffic light here anymore. There's not enough traffic to warrant it. It's just causing people to stop. Now that they've got that way out, it seems like this is decreased. I don't know why you would think that would have added more traffic down this corridor. But I don't know that this stoplight's even needed anymore. So we are going to remove it. And if it gets bad again, we'll just put it back in. There's another one down here, but I think this one's still necessary because we get some pretty big backups. But we have no traffic this way, very little this way, very little this way. So I wonder if it wouldn't just work itself out without the traffic light. Because I think the only reason this is backed up is because they have to keep stopping. I'm going to go ahead and risk it and get rid of it. So you always have to, like, remove the time traffic light if you've added one, but then it puts it back as just a generic traffic light, and you got to go remove that as well. I can improve traffic flow through this intersection somewhat by making the right-hand lane straight on as well. That way they have 2 lanes to go straight. There we go. And that will help the traffic flow a lot better. Yeah, see, once this little bit gets cleared up, I think it's going to be, yeah, it's fine. Same down here. It's a little hectic, but it's fine. This one, though, I don't know if I need this one or not. There's a lot of traffic coming up and down this road, and what we wind up with is the cross traffic sneaking out and causing all kinds of traffic jams. But it's a game. We can always put it back in real easy. Doesn't cost us anything. Just gonna see how it runs without it. Now that there's that other way out of the city, this might not get as congested. So taking those out, we were at 78%. Let's see if we can get better traffic flow without those stoplights. Yeah, this one. I was afraid of that. There's just enough traffic coming through that it becomes a pretty big tangle again, pretty quick. Now we went down 1%. Wow, that's surprising that this one's getting all tangled up. I figured they would be fine. Yeah, this one has to have it. This is what happens. It just becomes a parking lot. Because everybody's trying to get out. I could possibly do this. Like, let these guys block the junction and those guys block the junction, but not that side. But they do it anyway. It was already set so they couldn't. And look, they do it anyway. They completely ignore it. So yeah, this is getting worse, not better, without the lights. So we definitely need it. I kind of suspected that would be the case down here. Oh, I didn't control click. There we go. I'm going to stop it immediately because I want to I want to leave the two side streets the same, but the north-south corridor a little bit longer. This one doesn't have as much traffic, so we'll add like 5 seconds to it, both directions. And then that should be, yep, that cross traffic. And then this cross traffic, we'll add like 7 here, because there's a lot that comes this way. And start it back up, and it'll start cycling through. It does give people protected right turns when the other traffic is coming through. And that should clear up in time. I was kind of hoping these dudes would kind of... This one's fine now. There's a little bit of mayhem, but it's not bad. Knocked us down to 76% just by letting these dudes try to figure it out themselves. It'll take a minute for this to all get back to normal. And I think, see, like, there's so little traffic coming this way, this way, and this way. It's just these dudes that seem to be having the problem. I just wish that little backup would clear, and then I think it would be fine. Oof, what is this all about? Why are they all sticking to one lane? Ah, it's dedicated lefts all through there. I'm not convinced that the dedicated left is really the way to go in this game. I see it causing more problems than it fixes. So I'm just going to let them go straight in both lanes. There's 2 straight through there. There's 2 straight through there. Yeah, that took care of that road. Done. Sorted. This lane. And see, that's what happens. You get somebody wanting to turn left and it blocks everybody else. Why are they changing lanes in the middle of the intersection? I don't know. I must have that turned on, and I don't want that. I want them to maintain their lane through the intersection because that's causing problems. Yep, right there. So did that adjust all of them? Yeah, it sure did. It automatically changed them all. That's handy. Stay in your lane in the middle of the intersection. How hard is that? This side's back to normal. This side's still a little backed up. But it also has a ton of these massive buses queued up. And for some reason, they're all just... Oh, I see what happened when I put the time traffic light in. It changed my arrows. Okay. Well, that straight on. That straight on, and that straight on, not left. That can go straight on. That's straight on, not left, and that goes straight on. That way they've got all the lanes they need to get through. So did that happen when I took this traffic light out? Did it mess anything up? Yep. I had fixed all this previously. But I guess taking the traffic light out sets it back. Oh, this one's fine. I think that'll help a lot, to be, especially up here, so they have multiple lanes to go through. And then down here, we don't have everybody fighting to be in this one lane anymore. So that should help them move through. That's 3 lanes straight on. 2 lanes to cross this way, but 3 on this side to go straight on. Still got people changing in the middle of an intersection here. That shouldn't be happening. Yeah, it shouldn't be. It's turned off. We still have no residential demand. Interestingly enough, despite the fact that we've had a lot of people move in, our population hasn't really gone up all that much. Like maybe 1,000. So we may have had a small death wave. Let's look at the age of our citizens. A lot of single people. The bright purple is single people. The green is families. The plum color, prune color, which cracks me up, is retired homes. Our births aren't really outpacing our deaths as much as I would like to see. But we've got good coverage on our childcare facilities. That covers all of that. That overlaps to that one. That overlaps to that one. Overlaps to that one. Overlaps to that one. And there's not as much overlap there. I even have one down here, even though it increases land value, just so we can get the birth rate up. I guess I could do one like up here to help out over there. And help out down here once we build. And then elder care just helps them live longer. So I'm kind of hoping I can get a thing in here. I may want it on the other side of the street. Yeah, I want it over here. You'll see what I'm talking about here once I build it. So this needs to be 960. And then down, and then 900. And then down again. I don't know that what I want to put here is going to fit, though. I seriously doubt that it's going to fit, but it might if I get rid of this block over here. I want to add in the inner city bus terminal. Oh, it almost fits there. But I want it to be when the buses come in, they're making a right off of there. That almost fits. Guess we're going to have to not have this block on this side. Let's put it as far this direction as we can. There we go. Sweet. And that will allow us to not only bring in inner city buses, but it also has several bus stops in it that we can connect our bus line to and make it like a transfer station. Speaking of bus lines, let's go ahead while we're waiting for things to happen and get bus routes through here. This is going to be high density, so we want them packed in a little closer. Let's loop it back around. And you loop them back around so that people don't have to wait for the bus to go all the way around. This is going to be trickier because of the park being here. So what we might do is like come up here into the park and back down. And here. And ooh, yeah, this gets really tricky. There, and then close to the subway here. Let's see if we can get it to loop back around gracefully. Yes, we can. And we've got these two stops really close to each other so they can transfer really easily. And that comes out really nicely there. So this is going to be 2 separate districts, I believe. No, it can be 1. Because we papered the buildings here. Though, it would look weird to have suddenly high-rises just on the other side. So we would want 2 separate districts. So what I'm going to do is bring Autumn Park on back. Just a couple blocks. And follow the highway back around. That way there'll be like the medium rise stuff right here next to the highway. But then out here is going to be high rises. Okay. So we'll start a new district. And overlap a little bit. That's all right. Bring that all the way down through here. This is going to be one huge district. Colored outside the lines again. Swoop all that in. Fix where I colored outside the lines. Boop. Done. And beautiful. Beechwood Heights. I'm alright with that name. But we want to name the bus lines that are in there after that. Which we should just have now. 2 that are unnamed. Yep. 13. Beechwood Heights. Let's just call it Beechwood A. I didn't put my dash in. Dashes are important. And 15. Whoa, hi. 15. The beeline. And we'll give them some slightly different colors as well. That's really close to the one that's right there, so we'll go a little darker. This one kind of orange. Nice. Nobody's going to ride those anytime soon because there's nothing over here, but we still have no residential demand and a ton zoned that people just aren't moving in. I like this little area, though. Look how slow the speed limit is on this road. That they've got to wait for all the pedestrians because pedestrians can walk down the road too. Because it doubles as a pedestrian path and a road. Flex Gym. Flex Gym. Flex Gym. Flex Gym. Flex Gym. I mean, I know in retail, location, 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 but that's kind of overdoing it. Well, I guess while we wait on things to develop, we can put in some trees along the shore. Let's follow this path. Trying to roughly replicate the spacing that they have out there on the other roads that have trees built in. Now it might have been a little too far, but oh well. What is it? Don't let perfect be the enemy of good? Lovely. And then we could come in here with some of these older trees. If I can find them, yeah. Let's plop a few of these in back here. Maybe even some of these curvy bastards. Let's not have it crashing through a building, please. There we go. Come on, go. There we go. I remember seeing palm trees at the beach when I was a kid. They were like that, and I was just like, what happened to that tree? That one's just not wanting to cooperate, so we used the one that's not as curved to kind of fill in the rest of this. Want to be fairly dense here. I feel like the city, you know, really worked hard to bring in a lot of life. I think that looks good. And then back here, because we're not going to get any more development tonight, I don't think. Just kind of make this space feel like its own place. Covered that up a little bit, even though I'm not sure that this much green and sand makes sense. At least it covers it up. And then maybe do some tall grass clusters just surrounding it. That works. Hello, Lions Girl. Wait, does that make you Lion, Kiltastic? Not sure how I feel about that. And I'm just torn as to, do I want to do a ton of landscaping in these areas, or do I want to leave a lot of big, wide open green spaces? Like here, it was necessary to go really dense. One, it hides the ugliness of the terrain, and two, it keeps it separate from that hospital area up there. But at the same time, if we go really dense, what we do is, for these people, they lose their views. And I think it's important to preserve these views for up here. I mean, it's not a beachfront property, but you still have a view out to the ocean. Well, the island across over there. So I'm really torn with this area as to what I want to do. Though I do know we gotta cover this nastiness up. That's an ugly scar we left upon the land, and it has to go. So back here we can definitely get away with some denser stuff. Maybe we'll just have pockets like this that are dense and some that aren't. The only problem is this land drops off really fast. There's nothing I can zone there. Like nothing. It's a little more irregular. It's too straight of a line. There we go. Some grasses. There we go, and then we'll just go crazy with the trees here. Grab this one since it's already here. Maybe this is the answer. Just have a couple key spots that has a lot of vegetation, and then leave some of the rest of it open as if it were, you know, just green space the city has provided. I wish I could build the, like, kids' play spaces against here without making this a park. Otherwise, they have to be against the street. It feels nice through here, though. Ooh, hi. It'd be cool to see a shop or maybe a couple of them in that area. It would be, but I just don't. I mean, these are all paths, so getting anything in here is impossible. And the rest of this is, if I zone that, it's going to make an ugly building. But, like, it's going to have problems with. I mean, I could maybe do. Like something like this in through here where we've got some flatter areas, and then where it does weirdness with the terrain, just landscape in between them. And this is a possibility. Oh, I'm not that experienced with Bob. He makes it look easy. It's not that easy. It's like over here, it's way too steep to do anything with. Same here. And here. And here. And all of that. It's just all way too steep. Now, I could do a lot here just to make there be a lot of separation. Like, we could just come through here and just throw in a ton of these trees. Not like that, though. I don't like that. That's too close. Got a little carried away. But just make this kind of dense with palm trees. But try to stop putting them in straight lines like I'm doing. That looks stupid. Be a little more random with it here. And then just continue that on up. Oops, I just changed the tree on the path. Easy fix. Boop, done. I mean, that feels kind of nice. I'm all for some of these green space. Like, I think that's fine as green space. I think this is fine as green space. Especially because that's right off of somebody's backyard, man. Like, granted, these dudes put in a bunch of shrubberies, so they wouldn't be able to enjoy it anyway. And these dudes built a shed out back. But these people, with their pool, or hot tub, and it looks like a lap pool, look at that view they have. I mean, there's another house down there, but they still can see the water because they're up high enough. One thing I could think is maybe using some smaller vegetation, like, where'd you go? Bushy grass. What's bushy grass look like? Oh, that is tiny. I'm not about to fill in a space with tiny, tiny little things. Where is that tree I was just using? Like, this one's not as tall. So maybe we could get away with some of these in here. So that's a much shorter tree. So maybe that's the answer here, is to just come through here with some shorter trees. And just kind of dot them in. If I don't like it, I can always delete them. Yeah, I think that makes it feel a little bit better.
I'd gladly watch a minute of that. Every time.
Gnome Hunter, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate that. How you doing? You've come in right at the end, though. As soon as I get done placing these trees, we're done for the night. But I'll be back live tomorrow night. Probably back in Cities Skylines. Normally, once I start playing Cities Skylines, I don't want to stop. I'm going to leave this open. I like that. And... oh, and Lions Girl. Thank you.
Every time.
Thank you, person who puts up with Destin. I don't know how you do it. You must have this patience of a saint. It's just so much the same damn tree. That looks better, though, doesn't it? It looks better. And then maybe just a couple of the taller ones. Not a lot. Just enough to kind of break up the lack of variety in trees here. Actually, where's that school? Let's give the school a very formal line of trees here. There we go. Just a couple of these here and there and yonder. I remember there was a time I never spent any amount of effort to detail my areas. But it just makes such a huge difference. And it just makes them feel more like an actual place than you get without detailing. Put one between each of these buildings. Yeah. I think we've managed to preserve the views while also really improving this area. Even kind of break up the monotony of this area with that same tree over and over again. I'm okay with this being really dense over here. Alright, so let's go back up to this street and see what we've done to our views. Yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. I dig it. It works. And you know, honestly, what we've done is help like hide that there's other houses down there and just preserved a view of the water. So that actually kind of works out. And these dudes didn't really mess up the land too much. There's a couple little places that we might need to visit, but for the most part, it did all right. We are getting our residential demand back finally, but not in time to do anything with it. I think I want to go with a bit more commercial here. Like, just there. And then we'll run path up through here, just a basic path. And we'll do the same thing. Oh, no. Do the same thing here, even though it's not needed. It'll just look good. And then we need to just add palm trees to this area, but we can do that another time. I think we're in good shape. What's our traffic up to? 79. Well, we got 2% traffic improvement. This is still a nightmare. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. So they're all running fine. It's just here is still a big problem. It looks like the people coming from either side might need a little more time to get out. But we're gonna pick a truck that's heading out of town here. We're gonna slow down time, and we're just gonna follow this truck. Because it is time to wrap up, and just so I don't have to mess up the view of what we're watching, I'm gonna come over my laptop and do the raid. Sorry, it makes my voice a little quieter. It's because I'm, not looking at the microphone. We're trucking on out. Who are we gonna raid? 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 Oh, yes, let's go help him celebrate. I know we go here a lot, but our friend Bad Luck Johnny, this is his first stream as affiliate. So we can go over there and congratulate him. Guys, make sure you follow him on Twitter so you get announcements of all my live streams, videos, and other silliness that I post. And subscribe on YouTube, which while you're there on the main YouTube channel, make sure you click the link. That's a tree in the middle of the road. Make sure you click the link for my second channel where I post all my Twitch and YouTube VODs from live streams. And come hang out with us on the Vainglorious Discord server. There are your raid emotes, the top group if you are a subscriber, the bottom group if you are not. And I'll be back live tomorrow evening, 5 p.m. Central, for probably more of this very same city. Or maybe some more Timberborn. Just depends on which city builder I'm in the mood to play. But I'll see you guys then. Hope you have a great night. Make sure you go give Bad Luck Johnny some congratulations. Peace.